systematic racism?
Um, in some one-off cases here and there, it might be something. It might be some other aspects here and there, but as far as like the broad aspects of the refusal of loans, the refusal of resources, I think it's been proven that it's been in a racial aspect. It's been denied in a racial aspect.
Well, what do you think about like do you think it is redlining as far as that? Do you think it's like the same thing as they did back then? Or do you think there's some big differences?
Well, I mean, there's ways to kind of get around it. I mean, if you can prove biases in the court of law, then you can, I mean, that's proof right there that there's been certain cases where that has been the case. I mean, I think the most recent redlining lawsuit was like in 2019, 2016, somewhere around there. So it's still happening today.
Was that lawsuit successful, or how did that law what did that lawsuit and what did it result in?
Yes, it was successful. And I think the bank ended up paying like a few $1 million.
I'm definitely gonna Google this right now, but do you think that there is do you think anything that plays in the factor is like statistically certain groups of people have higher credit scores? Do you think that plays in the factor?
Yes, but you have to look at why these certain groups of people have higher credit scores.
Well,
You-
that's kind of irrelevant to the bank's opinion and the bank's side.
I
The
mean,
bank
that's
is just
very relevant. I mean, if a certain group of people historically and in general has a higher credit score, we have to look into reasons why. Is there predatory lending in certain communities?
and predatory lending.
Yes,
Anyone can lend if they want to. They don't have, unless it's a federal bank. If it's a private bank, they don't have to lend to you. If it's a
but
federal bank, they have to lend to everybody.
let me ask you this. What type of community are you more likely to see a payday loan place in?
A black community,
Why is that?
because black people like to get their money now and they spend it fast, and
Nah,
they're not financially
that's
literate.
not the
Not
case. That's
all
what
of
I'm
them, but
saying. That
not
these are
all. But
the, these are studies being proven to prove my point that there are predatory lending focused around the black community,
so
and
why
that
do
kind of
black people feel like they need their check before they get paid? Why? What are they going to spend all their money on so quickly?
it's not that black people need their check before they get paid, is that they're being paid pennies on the dollar in the first place. And when they finally do get paid, it's not enough to cover all the bills or the groceries or cover something like a car being broken down. Things like that come up all of a sudden, and you have no choice but to try and get to work. So you have to get that car fixed. And people living paycheck to paycheck don't have the ability to cover that without some type of loan or some type of payday loan or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a study of white poor people versus black poor people in payday loans, isn't there? And I'm sure black people take
I
more
haven't
payday
seen
loans
anything
than
like
white
that.
people.
I haven't seen
Well, let's
anything
look
like
it
that.
up. Payday loan for white versus black. Let's see. Let's see who gets it more.
Okay. I'll get comfortable over here, you know.
It says black households have been over 2.5 times more likely than white households to rely on payday loans. Let's see what else we can find.
Does it equate the earning potential of these households?
The disparity is largely driven by a combination of generational wealth gaps, high rates of
Yes.
unbanked houses and minority areas, and higher
Yes.
need for credit of
And
last resort.
and we've went over this previously. What is the number one way Americans gain generational wealth?
Well, have we been over these facts? 87% of generational wealth is lost after the first generation. So, generational wealth doesn't really exist in a white community at a high priority number like these anti white blacks love to talk about.
81% of $1 million is a lot more than 81% of 1,000. You get what I'm saying?
No, 87% of generational wealth is lost after the first generation, as in completely lost. They have none of the money that their parents made left.
Wait a second. What is the definition of lost? Like, what do you
Like
mean
they don't
by
have it
88,
anymore. Their
81
parents
per?
spend all their money and they don't give anything to their kids.
But what is your definition of loss, sir? That's what I'm saying. When you say loss, do you mean that these people are moving their wealth to several, five different kids?
No, that's not lost. That's
Okay.
retained.
Okay. So what is that definition of loss? What is that 87% going towards? Taxes?
No, here, I'll read the whole study for you. The
Okay.
phenomenon of losing generational wealth is widely recognized in estate and financial planning, with studies showing that roughly 70% of wealthy families lose their fortune by the second generation and up to 87 to 90% by the third generation. The cycle is often described as globally as the shirtless sleeves in three generations, and this is by the CFA Institute, which is a financial planning institute for CFA and whatnot. So there really is no true there is really no generational wealth in most white families in America. I'm sure the generational wealth is higher than the black families. I 100% believe that. I think we agree on that.
Oh,
But as far as there
hold
being
on.
a
I just looked this up because you didn't go into the details, and that's for a very clear reason. The shirtless sleeves curse. The first generation builds wealth through hard work and frugality. The subsequent generations, having grown up with the wealth, often lack the drive to build upon that wealth. That's why they're losing wealth is because their kids is spending all that wealth. Let's be clear now.
Oh yeah, not this. I agree with you. That's where else would it go? It doesn't just disappear. They're
Al-
making bad financial decisions with it.
Also,
So
lack
giving
of
people
planning.
money doesn't solve poverty. Yes, lack of planning. I agree. But the whole point is white people don't have this crazy generational wealth. The majority of wealth
Yes,
just
it there
disappears.
there no, the majority of the wealth is being
The
spent by their
reason,
kids. It's not
yeah, but then it's
disappearing.
gone. But you
But it's still
understand?
being that's something that black people in general cannot do. That's what we just went over.
Yes, but my grandparents got.
Do you know how much better it would be for black people in general to have their kids spending their wealth? $1 million? Millions of
But you're
dollars?
not understanding. White people don't have generational wealth because the one person in our family, like my great granddad, that maybe was a millionaire, none of his money is in our family anymore because
That's not
it
the
was
case.
spent by his children.
That's not the
Yes, it
case.
is. Yes, it is. It's very rare for someone to become a millionaire. When they do become a millionaire, the wealth isn't passing down to their grandchildren. It's almost
Well,
always gone by their children.
so why is there still a wealth gap between white people and black people?
Well, it's obviously not because of generational wealth.
So why is it there?
Black Wall Street was the I don't know too much about Black Wall Street, okay, but what I will say
When
is I
when
think it
was
was destroyed because of
how
racism.
long ago was Jim Crow?
Jim Crow was during the 60s.
And how many generations ago was that?
How many generations ago? Well, a generation is 40 years. So
So
that was
how many
about two generations ago.
generation and a half, right?
Yeah, generation and a half, sure.
Okay. So we
So
haven't
none of
even
my
had
family that was
we wait a
around when
second.
your family was alive has
We
that
haven't even
money.
had a level playing field for an entire two generations yet.
Yeah, but you realize if your family wasn't enslaved during the Jim Crow or the Jim Crow wasn't affecting them, it makes no difference because all my
Wait a
family's
second. Do
money,
you
all
equate Jim Crow with enslavement? Do you think Jim Crow is enslavement? Do you do you think Jim Crow is enslavement? Oh my. Okay, so what I'm trying to make you understand is that a little bit over 60 years ago,
Segregation laws.
a little bit
Huh?
over 60 years ago, we didn't have access to the historical wealth building tool, which is good property, good housing. You understand that,
But
right?
my family has no property from my grandparents. The majority of people's family has no property or
What
assets
okay,
from the
let me ask
60s and the
let
70s.
let me ask you this. What happened to the property from your grandparents?
I have no idea. Zero clue. Probably sold it, probably needed the money at one point or another. I
Okay,
don't know.
so if it was sold, who would it go to?
Probably to someone else.
Oh, not your parents?
No, to a black person probably because they gotta pay their retirement. You gotta think a retirement home is like 8,000. You
What
know how much a retirement home
how are
costs a
you
month? You
but
don't have
still
any
that's
idea
what
how much a
that's what I'm
retirement
trying to
home
get you
costs
to
a month.
understand and you're trying to
Twelve
squirm
thousand
around.
dollars a month.
Your
Twelve
grandparents
thousand
still
dollars a
your
month.
grandparents still had a house to sell to pass that wealth down to your parents. Just because they've spent
No,
that wealth doesn't
no,
mean
they
that that
didn't have
wasn't
that.
okay. So who got the wealth from that house that was sold?
Well, my grandma's house. She's gonna likely sell it because she needs the money for retirement. So she's
Okay,
probably gonna
so
go live in a one bedroom or studio. So no one's gonna get
uh,
that money.
okay, so if your grandma spends 1 month in a retirement home, who gets the remainder of those funds?
I mean, she ain't going in 1 month in a
No, I'm just
retirement
saying
home.
hypothetically. You can understand hypotheticals, right?
Well, her kids, sure,
Okay,
and
so that so
her kids ain't exactly Warren
so
Buffett with their
I don't
finances.
care if that house sells for a couple million bucks.
Oh, it ain't
You're
worth $1 million. Zero fucking chance of that.
we're speaking
What, you
hypotheticals
think the average
because
white man just has a house that's worth a couple $1 million? Is that what you're trying to say?
at least a couple 100,000.
Well, yeah, that's all houses. The average house in America is like 300,000 or 400,000.
So that's what I'm saying. That's still wealth being passed down that black people don't have. You understand
Oh,
that, right?
what wealth? I'm not getting anything. What do you not understand? What wealth is being passed
D-
down?
Do
What
you
part
not
about I
understand
receive $0
your we
do you
just
not
went over this.
understand?
You don't understand that your that wealth from your grandparents being passed down to your parents does not benefit you?
It ain't even gonna get passed down to my parents. It's going to my aunt and my uncle. So no, that doesn't benefit me because my grandma has a bunch of kids.
So it's going to all of your grandparents, other kids, and for your parents.
Yeah,
Why?
they need it more. They're the ones that probably need the money more. They
That
can
the
barely. Sometimes they have troubles and whatnot.
so for the so you don't give any ground in this argument. You're telling me that your grandparents, everybody benefiting out of this sale
How
of
am I
this
benefiting?
hypothetical
Only
property.
two people are benefiting,
No, I'm not saying
and the money
you.
probably ain't even
I'm
gonna
saying
be
your
there.
grandparents are having all of their kids benefit except for your parents. That's what you're
I
trying
mean,
to convince
yeah,
me of.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know who's in the will
Whatever,
or
bro.
not. I don't know who's in
Whatever,
the will
bro.
or not. But when your parents
Okay,
die,
but
who's gonna get their
even if
stuff? When your parents die, who's gonna get their stuff? Don't sit here and act like your parents don't have
but
jobs and make money.
what
Your
if my,
parents got a house.
what if
Who's
my
gonna get
parent
your parents' house?
what if my parents don't own property?
Okay, what if my parents don't own property? What if my grandparents don't own property?
And I'm saying on average, that's not the case for white people.
I mean, you want to look up property ownership? You can. Not all
Yes.
white people own property.
Wealth of property ownership compared to black people.
I mean, I'm sure the level is way higher, but
Do you understand that the effects of redlining still propagate to this day?
I mean, not really. How so?
The neighborhoods that black people were redlined into, they're still in
Okay, so why didn't they move out?
because the other properties were already bought up.
Hey, it's the mayonnaise citizen on rural. Oh, it's time. He says he's here. And what did Chris say? Ilya, if Dims are retarded and broke, why do I have the most money in chat? Chris, the last live stream, they dropped big $100 super chats. You're talking all that shit with the $5 super chat? You gotta be crazy. Burnell and his brother were dropping big red ones back to back. But what were we talking about? We were talking about the property ownership. No, if your parents don't own property, I mean, that's on your parents, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I
And
got you.
if the white people don't own property, it's on their parents too.
I don't think
And
you're
black
grown enough
people,
to have
why
this
do black
conversation.
people not own property? Here, I'll get down to it. First off, it all starts with financial education. They ain't taught about anything with credit scores or saving their money or building up their credit.
That's not the case. You're completely ignoring the whole history around redlining, the
Well,
refusal of
why would I
loans, and
ignore the
everything
history?
like
I'm
that.
talking about today. I'm talking about what's going on today.
That
What's
was
how
just a
I'm
generation
telling you
ago,
how
my guy.
black people. I'm telling you how
That
black.
was only a
Okay, that's
generation
the
ago.
past. I'm talking about the future. The reason they're not doing so well in the
But white
future is
people are
because
benefiting from homes bought during that time. We're like the whole economic discussion over Gen Zers and boomers, or because
those
boomers bought
houses have
all of the
long
housing.
sold. The
But
majority of those houses are not in white families
okay,
anymore.
can we
Less than five
can
percent. Less than five
okay
percent. Probably less
can
than
we
2% are
can we
still in those
agree?
families.
Can we agree on one simple fact? Boomers bought up a lot of the housing in the housing market, right?
They sold a lot of houses too.
Answer the question.
Yeah, sure, but the boomers weren't really. Most of them were
Okay,
born in the.
okay, okay. Let me continue. While the time that a lot of these boomers bought these houses, were black people also able to equally, by law, buy those houses?
Neighborhoods.
If those neighborhoods, on average, are worth or gained worth quadruple or 10 times more than the average black home, would that not equate to what we see with the wealth gap between black people and white people?
Say that last part again.
If the average wealth or the average value of that white home being bought, these boomers bought, compared to the average wealth of a black home bought during that same time, if the wealth of that white home increased tenfold compared to the black home, would that not attribute to what we see with the wealth gap between white people and black people?
Okay, sure. If you want to talk about the boomers and say that's why white boomers are wealthier than black boomers, sure, I'll agree with you. But why are young black men today not buying houses at the same when they have the same jobs, the same income, the same everything as a
White
white man?
white white men are not buying homes at the same rate as they did
But black men are
previously.
higher, but black men are they're not. But black men are way lower than white men. Why is that? It's all because of education. It's not even
Wait a
because of
second, young. You're throwing up some flags that's not meant to be thrown up.
trying
White
to straw man me. I'm
young,
not trying to say that housing is
young
affordable or
men
not.
in general are not
Yeah,
buying
you're trying to
homes.
straw man me. I'm not making
I'm
that
not straw
argument.
manning you.
Yes, you
You're the
are.
one that's doing the straw manning.
I'm talking about the fact that white people buy houses at higher rates than black people. Why is that? Stop trying to straw man me. You're making an argument that I was never
White
making.
white people buy houses at a higher rate than black people.
Yeah,
That's what you're
why?
asking me?
Yeah, why is that? Is that not because
Because
of financial
the,
education?
that's because of the wealth gap, my guy.
No, it's because of financial education. You can't sit here and just act like there's not ignorance inside of
Yeah,
your
wait
community.
a
You
second.
can't
I
look
know.
at someone, you
Wait a
can't look
second.
at it with the, wait, let me see for two seconds.
Wait.
Sexy Red, you really think Sexy Red is good for the black community?
No, I
Then
don't.
why are you trying to sit here with a straight face and act like ignorance and uneducated and not getting the education properly is
Do
not
you
a
think
part
Kid?
of the
Wait a
black
second. Do you
community?
think Kid Rock is good for the white community?
I mean, if you wanna play a video side by side for your stream of Kid Rock versus Sexy Red, we can compare them. We can compare them
No,
to. We
I'm
can.
just saying there are
I
plenty
guarantee
examples
you, if
of
you
each
listen to Kid
culture.
Rock, you're probably 100 times more likely to buy a house than
Do
someone that
do
listens to
do
Sexy
do,
Red.
Do you think the Tiger King is a good example of the white community?
Well, Tiger King is in jail. Do you think that? Do you
Okay,
think
plenty
that
of black people go to jail
O.J.
too.
Simpson? Do you think O.J. Simpson is a good person of the black community?
No,
Do you think that
that's what I'm saying.
what's that guy's name? That old
Graham,
ass motherfucker with that pill.
my
What was
God,
that guy's
like
name? He put the pills in
we
the
we can play this game all day. That's why I'm telling
exactly.
you.
What's the point of it then?
We
It
we
doesn't
can.
matter skin color. There's bad
You're the
people on
one
both
that start.
sides.
You're the one that's starting this
Yeah,
ignorant
but it's
back
a
and forth.
cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. Look at modern day black culture versus white culture. It's not a problem with the black community. It's a problem with their urban culture, like the rap music and the. You don't think young people listen to songs about drills, being a drug dealer, like getting money fast. You don't think that encourages people to
Just
do the
as much
wrong
as
thing?
white people do.
No, it does encourage white people. I 100% agree with you. But who's the major consumer of the music? Anyone that consumes the music is going to have the hip hop hypnosis.
Hip hop, hypno. You understand? I listen to hip hop also, right?
Yeah, I listen to hip hop also as well. I'm guilty of hip hop hypnosis. I found myself at times listening to this music and some of the stuff that it encourages, such as violence and other nasty illegal activities. I found these kinds of
Do you listen to Johnny
thoughts.
Cash?
Johnny Cash is also. If you want to pull up a video of Johnny Cash versus Sexy Red, we can. We
No,
absolutely can.
I'm asking you a clear question. Do you listen to Johnny
I
Cash?
mean, here we should go ahead and play. We'll play 20 seconds of
No,
Sexy Red for you.
no, I
We'll
don't.
play 20
I don't.
seconds of
No,
Sexy Red.
I
Why?
don't
Because you
care.
know how bad she is. Is that why?
I don't care for Sexy Red. I don't
Come
care,
on, we'll
but
just play you her newest song. We'll just play you her
no.
newest song.
Why
Just
would
20
you do?
seconds of her newest song because you
I'm
you
good.
you're acting like the black
I'm
culture is not a problem.
no, I'm not saying that there are not issues in every culture. That's what you're ignoring. There are parts of white culture that has issues. There's
I
parts of black
agree. I
culture that
never
has
said white
issues.
people were superior for fuck's
But
sake. All I said
but
was
you're
this is
putting
a
words in my mouth. I never said that black culture had no issues. What I'm telling you is that you're looking at the wrong things for the reasons why that we see these issues in these cultures. You're looking at the cultures and saying, "Oh, that's horrible," but not looking at the reason why.
I'm just wondering how this would encourage a young black
Who
man,
pays Sexy Red?
probably a Jewish label, a white man, probably,
Why is that?
because they're the one because the Jewish people have a lot of money and investment in the entertainment industry and they're very good at
So
it.
so if I was interested in blaming anybody for the popularity of Sexy Red, who would I blame?
Well, her fans, the Jews, I guess if you want, but I wouldn't blame the Jews. It's only a specific couple. It's mostly I would blame the record labels, I guess, if you want. But the black people only
That
would
that
have done this stuff
you don't.
anyway for free.
I
They would
I
have
just
done it
brought
for free
I just
anyway.
brought this up for a reason because if you want to bring
But
these
you know,
issues,
Jewish people
no,
really aren't even
I
white,
I,
right? So you
I
know,
just want.
Jewish people really aren't even white. So you can't even blame white people
Well, it
on that.
depends on. There are plenty of European Jews.
Yeah, but they're Middle Eastern. They got Middle Eastern in their blood. They might be some white, but they got Middle
They're
Eastern in their blood.
whatever you want to call it, bro. All I'm saying is that there if you can talk about these issues all you want to, but if you actually care about the issues that you spout out your mouth, then you want to look at the reasons why we're seeing the things that we're seeing, including in the white community.
I talk about the white community all the time. I think it's terrible that white men are sagging their pants and listening to this hip hop
What
and following into
what
the
what
same
what
traps of these young black men.
what about the situation with white men and kids, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, what about the situation with black on black
No,
violence?
without deflecting, can you address that? Because that's a
Yeah, I can address that. We
glaring
already addressed this
statistic.
last time. Those statistics are based on Arabs and
No,
Latinos. Yes,
that's
it
a
is. The
crime.
FBI
No,
statistics.
that's
The
crime
FBI
statistics.
statistics combine
That
Arabs and
no, that
Latinos with
we're not.
whites. Yes,
No,
they
we
do. That's
look it
facts.
up. No, it's not.
I did look
You're
it up.
lying.
I've looked into this
You're
extensively. Look it up and show
you're
your audience
y-
right now.
you are lying.
No, look it
You're
up and
look
show your audience then.
you're looking you're
If
looking
I'm
at crime
lying, show it
statistics.
up, show it. Yeah, I'm looking at crime statistics. Yes.
We're talking about child, you know, that's a completely different statistic, my guy.
It's the
When
same statistic.
you're talking about the graph that time pulled up. That didn't include child stuff. You get what I'm saying?
It did. It
No, it
did.
didn't. No, it
If
didn't.
you're talking about the FBI statistics for child
Oh,
grape and all those kinds of things, then you can. It does include whites, Hispanics, Latinos, Arabs.
but it separates those groups out. That's what I'm saying. It has a
It doesn't.
specific, yes, it does. It has a
Show the
specific
article
number
then.
for
Show the
Hispanic.
article. Well, it doesn't separate out Arabs, does it? Where are
Yes,
Arabs
it
then? If it
does.
says where? And anyway, there's way more white people in the country than black people. So anytime that you say the majority of
But
this, this, and this
this is
crime
where
is
you
done by
guys
a
are
white person,
overrepresented. Don't play that game because you guys are overly represented in this number. Like
we're not
let's not
overly
do that.
represented. That's a complete
And
bullshit.
an estimated 80 to 85% of, you know, by someone
Are
known to
by
the
Arabs,
victim.
Latinos, or whites?
No, is by whites.
Why
Let
are
me
you
pull it
so
up.
scared? Why are you pivoting so much away from the whole black culture thing? You don't want to talk about the cultural issue of the hip hop phenomenon of the rap music
No,
and the drill music?
I just want you to acknowledge that we're talking about the ills of cultures. Then we should be talking about the ills of both of these cultures, right?
Every culture grapes, but not every culture listens to rap music and does black on
Not at
black
the rate that white
violence.
men do.
Yeah, black people do just as much, but they murder
Over
way more of their rape victims.
hold on.
Black people, black people kill way more of their rape victims than whites because their homicide rates are way higher. Time
Let's
on my
see.
side says,
Oh,
Chris,
oh,
nope,
oh.
I barely buy them anymore, and I have no bills, no wife to take it all up like you do. Chris,
Wait,
it
what?
sounds like he's beefing with you in chat. I was talking to some of the guys in the chat. We got 170 people in here. Can we get the likes up though, guys? Can we get to 100 likes? Yeah, white people were the
Okay.
first slaves. Thanks to Slavic
No,
people for
no, they
that.
were not. White people were
Yes,
not
they
the
were. Where do
first
you think the word
slaves.
slave comes from? Where do you think the word slave comes from?
Where does it come from?
I'm asking you, where do you think the word slave comes
No,
from?
you enlighten me.
From the word Slavic. From the word
Are you sure
Slavic.
about that?
Yeah.
What the hell? Slavic people, yes, yes, the English term slave did originate in the early Middle Ages, but that's when you guys were enslaving yourselves, if you want to consider yourselves Roman.
Oh, okay, enslaving ourselves. So I guess if you want to talk about the American slave trade, then we can just say that y'all enslaved yourselves.
No,
Because we didn't know about slaves. It was the black people that taught us about them. They said, here, we
no,
got a little.
I can make the differential here. This form of slavery that the Slavs suffered was a completely different form of slavery that we
So,
seen
okay,
later
okay.
in chattel slavery.
Chattel slavery is not as bad as the slavery in North Africa
How do you know this?
because it's a fact. Look it up.
North Africa.
I forget the name of slave trade, so I don't want to mispronounce it, but North Africa slave trade. It was the slave trade that originally got y'all sold yourselves to Americans. The Muslims
It,
very slave network
it says
and
the
the
Byzantine
trans-Saharan
Greeks.
slave.
It it says the Byzantine Greeks enslaved the Slavic people around 580 AD.
Okay, those are not the same people. The Muslims enslaved the Arabs, the Barbary slave trade. They enslaved all Europeans, all Western Europeans mostly. The Spaniards and the French,
Okay,
the
yes, that was
Portuguese.
yes, that was during the Enlightenment period of what, Portugal and Spain.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was when the Moors were coming around.
But that wasn't chattel slavery.
That was way worse than chattel slavery.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Prove it.
Here, let's look at the conditions.
Were they deemed not human?
They didn't even have a concept of what the fuck being
No,
human
no, I'm
even
just
meant.
saying, were they deemed not human simply because they had a different skin color?
Let's see. Let's take a look at them. Captives in barbary states were primary war captives or victims of piracy. They were treated as forced labor, domestic servants. Slavery was largely
Oh,
based on religion, warfare, rather than rigid based. It was based on religion. It wasn't based on skin.
oh, so it wasn't a form of racial slavery, right?
It was still a form of discrimination
But
because you're
they were
born.
not, but they were not deemed subhuman, right?
Like I said before, it doesn't say anything about that. They didn't have a
This
concept
is
of
the
what
different,
human
but
rights
this is the
were.
difference between that type of slavery
All
and
their
what we
human
see in
rights were
chattel slavery.
stripped. All of their human rights were stripped.
Okay, that's usually what slaves go through, but were they deemed
Okay,
not human?
so what's the difference?
Did they see
What's the
them as
difference?
not
If
human?
all their human rights were stripped, why does it matter about their concept of humanity or not?
Because that's goes into a lot of how you're treated.
I mean, they were definitely
You
treated
guys
way
made
worse.
wait a second, let's be clear. You guys made furniture out of us and fed our babies to alligators.
Oh yeah, they did way worse shit than that.
We're talking
Yeah, it
about a
says on a
couple hundred years
historical
ago.
context. It says on a historical context, it won't tell you which one is worse.
We're but you have to
But I
understand
guarantee you, the
we you
savages
have
over
to
there in
understand the
Africa were
context.
way worse.
You have to understand the context of history. That was a couple hundred years ago when y'all was making furniture out of our skin and
You
feeding our
think the
babies to alligators.
Africans, you think the Africans weren't using the white man's bones and arms to stir up his soup bowls and drink soup out of? You gotta be out of your fucking mind. The black slave owners, they killed the white slaves and they used their bones as literal fucking instruments to eat food with. You want to talk about savagery and bullshit? We can talk about savagery and bullshit.
Who did it on
The
a
black
large
slave
scale?
owners in Africa, the
No,
Africans that
I'm
enslaved
asking you,
blacks.
what group of people deemed another group of people not human and used that
Blacks,
fat?
blacks,
No,
blacks literally
that's
deemed
never
other
been the
blacks
case.
inhuman. Yes, y'all thought the reason that blacks enslaved other blacks was because they thought some African tribes were not human.
That's never been proven to be the case. They were, yes, they were slaves of war. Yes, they were
They
caught in war and they
they
were
thought they
enslaved
were
and
better than them. That's why they put them as slaves because those blacks thought they were better than
no,
the other blacks.
they no one group, I think the Igbo tribe found that they if they constantly had a line of slaves ready for this group of white people to be sold, that they would get rich. And that's what they
Well,
did.
they were the smart black people, but the only question is what happened to them? Why didn't they continue the success of Africa?
Why
Did they
didn't
get
they
wiped
what?
out later on? I'm
What
saying what happened to those groups of indigenous black people? Are they still in Africa today? Or did they get wiped out by the people
co-
that they sold for
once
slaves?
slavery was outlawed, what happened afterwards in Africa?
Well, slavery is still legal in Africa to this day.
No, I mean when these European states stopped coming to Africa for slaves, when did they start coming to Africa and what for?
When did they start coming to Africa? Well,
No,
they
I'm
first
asking
came.
you. When they yes, they first started coming for slaves. But what I'm asking you is when Africa started seeing these European states again, it was for their resources, right?
They did go there for the resources, but they added a lot of stuff in Africa too. That's very misrepresented as well. They added some of
No,
the best
they added
infrastructure that Africa has today.
infrastructure that benefited them extracting those resources. Let's be
Yeah, I
clear.
agree on that.
They didn't build any schools. They didn't build any homes. They built ports
Well,
to
neither
extract
did the
resources
Africans. Neither did the Africans. They didn't build any schools or
because
anything either.
Africans were not paid for those resources they extracted.
Well, yeah, of course they weren't. They
What
were us
what
whites.
do you understand the concept of blood diamonds?
Yeah, you want to know why that happened? Because of hundreds of thousands of years of black slavery on whites. That's why white people ended up going in there and doing what they did.
That's not the case. White people were most commonly enslaved by the Persians and the Arabs. If
Yeah,
you want
and
to
where
get
did the
technical
Arabs
with it,
come from? The Arabs are in
the
Africa. They're
Middle
in North
East.
Africa.
Arabs are a specific ethnic group in the Middle Eastern area.
So are you telling me Moroccans are not Arabs?
Yes, they can be.
So they live in Africa,
Some
yeah?
are. Yes, there are
Yeah.
plenty of there are plenty of Arabs in Africa. But what I'm telling you is that if you want to talk about the actual states that or the kingdoms that enslaved white people, they were usually either Persians or Arab
You
in the
know,
Middle
blood
Eastern
diamonds are
area.
happening in Africa right now with black on black slavery. You can go ahead
Oh
and
my
Google
God.
this if you want. And also with Chinese ownership of mines with black people working in those for penny on dollars.
I don't agree with the Chinese ownership of different things in Africa either. Just like I don't agree with the white colonization of Africa.
Well, it looks like
Okay.
y'all got a long history of letting people come into your country to try to fix it up.
Well, there are certain countries in Africa that seems to be pushing back against that type of concept. Let's put it that
Well,
way.
that's good.
I'm
I
paying
don't want to
attention.
see China take over either. If anyone should take over Africa, it should be
Well, I
America.
mean, out of the interest of removing America from certain things, because we can all agree America has played its part in removing certain leaders all throughout Africa. And it's not exactly wise to trust America in certain domestic aspects if you were the leader of one of those African countries. Just being real, like if you were a leader of one of those African countries, you wouldn't trust America just as much as you wouldn't trust China. So it's choosing the lesser of greater evils.
Someone said, "What about Rhodesia or whatever it's called? That one African country." I have no clue about that country.
What about it?
I don't know. Someone just said something. What about that? Also, we just did a quick AI overview. There is no credible historical evidence that white Americans systematically or broadly made furniture out of the bodies or the bones of enslaved black people. So I don't know what you're talking about when you say, "Oh, white people made furniture out of black people."
Like there's examples out there now. If you want to say, are there broad examples? Probably not, but there are plenty of examples of white people doing that.
I mean, there might be a couple here and there, but who knows if that's really even what really even happened there.
Now, if there's plenty more examples of that happening in Europe, by the way.
I'm sure. But Egypt enslaved the Hebrew. Moses let my people free, parting the Red Sea.
Wait a second,
All
are
the
white
fun,
people
flirty
Hebrew all of a
Bible
sudden?
stuff. African built heavily by slavery.
Wait a second, we're not gonna do this. Are white people
I'm reading
Hebrew?
a $10 super chat, but yeah,
I get that, but that super chat just started off crazy. Are white people Hebrew?
I don't think that's what he's trying to say. But I would say no. But you said yeah, some of them are.
Well,
You said plenty of Jews are European. That's what you said. So I guess you're contradicting yourself again now.
Judaism is a religion, right?
Hebrew's a language. Anyone can speak Hebrew.
But when the context of Hebrew Israelites or whatever you want to call it in the Bible, it's talking about a certain tribe, right?
White's a skin color, isn't it? Then I would say, yeah, some Israelis are white.
but still, I'm not gonna say all white people or that example of slavery in Egypt is a example of white people being enslaved. That's not the case. None
Oh,
of
okay.
those,
So two
chances are,
seconds ago, Jews were white, but now Jews are not white. Okay, I
no, I'm
understand.
talking about European Jews. We know the difference. We know the diaspora of Jews, and you have to understand that history, right?
Yeah, I understand that history, but during the diaspora, all Jews didn't leave Israel. There was still plenty of Jews that stayed. The majority
Okay,
left, but some
but
stayed. But yeah,
were those Hebrews in Egypt white?
I don't know. They're probably like
Come on
darker
now.
white. Yeah,
Come
some
on
of them
now.
probably
Like
were white.
this
There's
this is
white
the
black
problem.
people.
This is the
There's
problem.
white black
This
people.
is
There's
a
light skinned
this
white
is the
black
main
people.
issue why Hollywood should
Albino
stop
black
putting
people.
white people in those Egyptian movies because this
Well,
is the
two
problem that we
seconds
have
ago,
right
you
now.
just told me
Like
Jews were white. Now you're saying Jews aren't
this is
white.
fucking crazy. Like you guys,
Well, and his
nah.
point wasn't even the point that they were white. No one really cares if they were white slaves or not. We're just pointing out the fact that Africans have had slaves for a long time. Here's another super chat. The pyramids of Egypt were built on slave labor, the most successful ancient black nation on the planet.
Didn't we just already have this discussion? Those Hebrews were not white. Like y'all,
No one ever said that they were
white
white.
people can't just start claiming whatever they think is like white
White's a
people.
skin color.
Y'all
White's
need
a
to
skin
stop
color,
claiming
right?
to be Native American out here. Y'all need to stop claiming the Hebrew
The only one
heritage
that's
and all that
claiming to
mess
be
because
Native
that's
American
crazy.
is that one senator. What's that Democrat senator's name that claims to be Native American? She's a white girl. She's a Democrat.
You're talking about the I know who you're talking about, Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, Elizabeth
Um,
Warren. Really, the only people that are faking their racial identity is Democrats, dude. So I don't know what you're doing. All this complaining about white people and faking their racial identity. I don't like Pocahontas. Pocahontas was a bullshit
but she is
movie.
white, right?
Who? Pocahontas?
No, Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, she's white, but she lied and said she was Native American.
I'm saying that a lot of white people, regardless of your party affiliation, do the same crap.
I don't
Just
know any
claim that
conservatives that do
they
that. This is like a
claim
strictly
that
a
they're
Democrat thing.
Choctaw, claim that they're some type of Native American heritage, which is weird to me.
I mean, I don't know. I never really seen that. Isn't
Okay.
Senator Omar black?
Senator Omar, which one?
The Somali one?
I mean, it depends on, yeah, I guess. What? What about it?
I don't know. That was something from the comment section.
Okay. Um, so are we gonna have a discussion on what was that? The Iran war, the disaster that Trump started?
Yeah, do you think that the Jews are controlling Trump now that he called off the war from the war?
No, I think they finally had their falling out. This usually happens with Trump, like every 6 to 7 months with individual is that they have some type of falling out, some type of public falling out, and then they have these little rumors going out that's released by both sides. This is the same thing that happened with Elon Musk. This is the same thing that happened with several other people in Trump's circle.
I mean, that's just human nature. Pointing out human nature is not exactly a
he
revolutionary
he
thing.
he he falls out with all types of different people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to n- distance himself from those people. All that means is that he's feeding into the Republican hype that's very critical of Israel right now. I'm surprised you haven't followed that trend yet, but yeah, he's just feeding
You're
into
the
that
one that's
Republican hype.
critical of Israel. I'm critical
Yes,
of Israel. I already said a couple
so
things about Lebanon, but I'll go ahead and
oh,
recant my statement.
so you're all of a sudden critical of Israel, right?
No, I'm
Last
not
time I
critical
checked,
of
you
Israel anymore. I made statements in the previous days, criticizing them, but after doing extensive research, I found that what they did was not at all what I described previously. I thought they were taking out apartment buildings to, I thought they were killing thousands of people to take out two terrorists. But in reality, they bombed an apartment building. There was 2,000 Hezbollah terrorists inside, and there was 1,000 civilians. So about 33% of the people that died were civilians, but those 2,000 terrorists really needed to go.
So we
So that's
just say
justified. I do
so we
think that they
just so
shouldn't
we
do
don't
so
care about
much.
civilians.
I mean, not really. Not when you empower a terrorist government. There's going to be civilian death.
So you just automatically assume all those civilians empowered a terrorist government.
I mean, if my government was a terrorist government, I'm not just going to sit idly by and do nothing. So yeah, I would say that
How do
they're
you know they?
complicit.
How do you know they wasn't? I mean, if this government is a terrorist government, you can't be very loud about something like that, right?
What government? The USA or there?
No, the the
The
government,
Lebanese
the
government?
yeah, the Lebanese government that you were just bringing up. If this government is
You
truly a
don't
terrorist
have to
government,
speak against it. You can leave. You can escape out of Lebanon. You have a passport. There's other countries you can go
l-
to.
leaving requires some type of money, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, you got to get your money up. That's just how it works in life.
Wow.
Or you're fucked. There's nothing you can do.
So if there are civilians that don't have enough money, they just lose their lives because they're poor.
I mean, that's how it's been throughout history. Yeah, money can be
And, and
money is
and
the
you're
difference
okay
of
with
living
that.
longer.
You're okay with that.
Well, are you okay with the fact that if someone has more money than you, they'll probably live longer than you? What's the difference?
What
What's the
does that have to
difference?
do with any
It's the exact
what I'm
same thing.
asking
The fact that someone has a
are
million
you
dollars.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
asking
okay
you,
with
are
it.
you
Yes.
okay with your tax
Yes.
dollars going towards doing these things to innocent civilians?
They're not innocent. And that's how it goes. Yes. And these aren't my tax
Who
dollars,
decides
huh?
whether or not they're innocent or not?
I just told you why they're not innocent. If you think they're
Because
innocent,
they're
that's
poor?
fine.
They're not
No,
innocent because
because
they're
they're
poor.
not trying to escape a country. They're not trying to escape a terrorist
What if
state.
they don't have money to escape?
Okay, everyone can make money. There's people in
So
Gaza that made $100,000 off their
that
phone
logic that
escape.
you just put out there on the internet is that they should be treated this way because they're poor.
Treated this way because they're poor. No, my logic is they are not trying to escape a bad situation. It's like this: if a group of your friends is a group of terrorists, are you gonna not try to get away from these people, even if you have no money and they fund your lifestyle and there's no way to escape? I'm sure there's innocent people that die, but the majority of them should not be, even should be trying to escape. And innocent people are always going to die in war. And yes, having more money means you live longer. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Having
You're
more money
crazy.
means you live longer.
You're crazy, my guy. Um, as
I,
far as
I
the
do
Iran,
respect the man trying to better his community. They don't even have to necessarily even die. They just don't live in terrorist areas. Just don't live in
whatever.
terrorist areas.
Yeah, it seems like you've completely lost the plot around this whole Lebanese war situation. Um, as far as the deal that Trump put out there, have you even compared that to the Obama Iran deal?
I made a whole video about it already, but honestly, I don't really even think it's necessary to talk about at this moment because the deal's not going through. If you haven't heard the details on what happened on Friday, Iran is currently having situations with Israel. So yeah, this deal's never gonna happen. We're gonna have to go back into Iran and finish what we
But
started.
it's not about if the deal is going to happen. It's interesting that Trump was willing to agree to this deal. Don't
Well,
you
have
find that
you read the
interesting?
deal? Do you know what the deal is about?
Yes, it was giving $300 billion to Iran.
And where did that money come from?
Unfreezing $300 billion to Iran.
That's not right either. We don't have $300 billion frozen from Iran. Some of that money would be coming from directly from investors in the United Arab Emirates and from investors inside of America
No,
to
that no
build.
that deal
Yes,
did no
yes,
those the UAE did not agree to that, and they came out and said that they did not agree to that. So where is it coming from?
they did come out and say they
No,
agreed to that.
no they didn't. They did
Well,
not
show me
say
the
that they were
article.
agreed.
If you and I'm not just saying the UAE. We also have Qatar. We have a couple
Qatar
other
also
countries here
said
and
that
there.
that Qatar also said they did not agree to that $300 billion fund to
Well, show
rebuild
me the
Iran.
source for that because I didn't hear that recently.
Yes, of course you didn't. Hold on.
What's your? I'm trying to. Okay, okay, hold on. It's really irrelevant because the money's never going to happen in the
Oh,
first place. So maybe they changed their mind.
so all of a sudden
No,
it's
not
not.
all of a sudden. I told you from the beginning it's irrelevant because the deal's never going to happen.
Okay, it says right here Qatar and the UAE did not agree to a specific secret payment of a concession deal with Iran. Both nations strongly rejected reports suggesting that they offered billions of dollars to Tehran.
Well, send me that article. Anyway, I have a guest
Oh
caller
shoot.
that wants to ask you something.
What's up? All right.
He, hold on. What up? What up?
Yo, Bessie again. Much love, brother. Thank you for providing a platform for meaningful conversation. Much respect. Thing. What I wanted to ask, man, is what are your views on black reparations?
I think black reparations is needed. And if America wants to stay loyal to its promises being set, even going back to Abraham Lincoln, I think that it should fulfill that promise.
Did you hear him, Cone?
Just barely.
He said that he believes that we should that they should have reparations, and that if America wants to keep its promises, going back to Abraham Lincoln, that they need to give the people reparations.
What promises did Abraham Lincoln make in regards to providing black people
It
money
was a
for things they
donkey.
didn't experience?
It was a donkey and 5 acres or something that they promised after slavery ended. But then the president after Lincoln, I think, got rid of it. But black people were
Well,
supposed to get
right.
a mule and 5 acres or something from slavery.
Let's think
40
about
acres
this
and a mule.
logically, and for you know the times we are experiencing today. Who the fuck is going to take 5 acres of land and a donkey as their reparations?
Well, if you paid attention to any type of current day reparations package, we're not even asking for that. We're asking for resources to help with financial education, help with actual free education for Black people. We're asking for accesses to grants that help us start businesses. It's not like we're asking for land
You
specifically.
have
I
all of
I
that.
I
If
I
you
I
want free
I I
education, you get
I
a
ask you.
scholarship through a
Hold on,
university.
hold on. I ask you
If
to
you want
actually
a
pay
grant for
attention
your
to
land,
some of
all you
these
have to do
reparation
is
packages.
ask the government and show that you have
But that's not
sworn.
specifically for Black people. That's not
But
that's
that he's
that's
saying,
not
but that's not specifically for black people. He's saying.
Well, it shouldn't be
specifically
specifically
descendants of
for black
slaves.
people. It should be for all people, regardless of your race or
Well,
gender.
well, it wouldn't be reparations.
Be-
He said it wouldn't be reparations then.
Well, why? This is what blows my mind. Why do modern day black people feel like they need reparations, right?
Why did Jews and Asians get some of them are still getting reparations?
No, they're not.
Yes, they
What
are.
about Native Americans?
Jews are still getting paid reparations to this day.
I don't think that's true, but what about Native
It is true.
Americans?
In terms of Native Americans,
I think the slave owners just
I could
got through
see
getting their
why the
reparations.
government would want to offer support, but I would argue that we haven't given them reparations, and
They get a monthly payment of like $10,000 for
Who gets a
life.
monthly payment?
Like the Cherokee Indians or the Seminole Indians, they get like $10,000 a month.
Right, but that's not given by the government. It's given
Yes,
by
it
their own
is.
tribe because the Seminole
It's
Indians
given by the
also
government.
happen to run the largest gambling corporation.
Yeah,
on the
they were
planet.
given that gambling corporation by the government, and they also are paid by the government. I mean, you can look it up yourself.
This
There's a
guy
lot of
doesn't
the
know this.
Seminole Indians out here in Florida, and they get a shit ton of money from both the casinos and a monthly paycheck from the government.
And I'm saying if they get that, why can't we? At least descendants of slaves. I ain't saying all black people, but descendants of American slaves, yes.
You know, everybody gets government from the money.
No, every American doesn't get a $10,000 check from the government.
What are you talking about? Our president literally gave out PPE loans during the coronavirus, giving every American money.
But what was the requirement to get that PPPE loan?
You had to have a job. I'm not talking
You
about
had
PPE loans. I'm talking about coronavirus pandemic bonus payments.
but
Talking about the checks. You're talking about the checks they gave out.
that's not a form of reparations for black people. You're losing the plot.
Right, but why should black people be the only people entitled to payouts from
The
the
issue
government for shit
the
that they
issue
didn't experience?
you're losing the plot again. The issue
Right?
here
Like,
is that
it was,
the issue here is that
bro, it was my grandmother who had to go
black people are
to a
not the
fucking
only people getting
veterinarian to get her
reparations for
teeth
this
pulled.
government.
It wasn't me.
But black people are not the only people getting reparations from this government. We're simply the last.
You got reparations a long time ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Reparations in the form of what?
Black people have received over $1 trillion worth of welfare, and also you guys got
That's not specifically for
HBCUs.
black people.
I mean, you
That's not
guys use it
specifically
more
for
than
black
anyone
people.
else, but you use it more than anyone else, don't you? And we don't complain, do we?
That's simply asinine to the overall statement.
I don't think so.
Yes, when welfare when well wait prime example when welfare programs began in this country.
Form of assistance from our government.
Prime example when welfare programs started in this
Thank
country,
you, are.
was it accessible to black
One
people?
at a time, please. One at a time, please. Okay, whose turn is it now? All
I'm
right,
just speaking.
Django, go ahead.
I'm just speaking to you, Graham. When welfare programs was first started in this country, it was not accessible to black people.
Yeah, but now who's got it unproportionally?
I'm just saying that program in itself is not for black people. Yes, did it eventually become accessible to black people? Yes, but you can't look to that and say that's reparations.
Well, why should you profit off what your grandpa went through? Why should you profit off your grandpa's pain, your great grandpa's pain?
The same reason Jewish people are still getting checks from the Holocaust.
I don't think that's true. What Jewish people are still getting checks from the Holocaust?
Look it up.
And I disagree with that too. I disagree with Native Americans getting reparations from the government as well.
Okay, well, you're
And the Native
anti-reparations at all.
Americans are a much smaller group anyway.
Okay,
So
okay, that's your opinion. Or you're against reparations at all. I'm just saying, if you want to look at the usual standard that this country has set for the peoples that it's affected, it's usually paid those people out, except for black people.
I mean, I do agree the illegal alien immigrants are getting a reparation before the blacks do, but I still don't think they should get
You're
reparations,
talking
just
about something
period.
completely different. But
100%
whatever,
agree
bro.
with that statement.
That was a super
I think
chat.
that's wrong.
That was a super chat. That wasn't even off the dome or anything like that. So if anyone's wondering, oh, what is he saying this random stuff for? Well, that's what that guy said. But I do agree with that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
crazy.
whoever said that, I do agree with that 100%.
My main problem with
Both of
reparations
y'all
isn't even
crazy.
giving black people money. My main problems with reparations is not giving black people money. My only problem with reparations is this one single thing. Why should taxpayers be punished to pay anything to ancestors of slaves? That was way before my time. Who's going to pay for your reparations? The government. Where does the government get their money from? The taxpayers. That means I would be paying for your reparations. No one in my family ever owned any slaves. No one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
why should I
Nobody
pay for reparations?
nobody in your family
Example,
in
I
wait a
would
second.
pay half,
Nobody
right?
in your family
So
imprisoned the
does that mean
Japanese
I
either.
would get half reparations?
It's
Nobody in your
half black.
family imprisoned the Japanese either. But the Japanese still got reparations.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone in my family paid really towards those reparations.
Nobody in your family forced the Indians off their land. But they
Well, what
still get
about that?
reparations.
Okay, well, does it mean that we should add higher taxes to pay your reparations now? We didn't
Nobody
have
is
to raise
saying
the
that
taxes.
there's not even a need to increase taxes.
Then where are we going to get the money from?
Just stop sending money to Israel.
So we're going to give all the money that we give to Israel to black people for reparations? That's what
Sounds
you want
good
to
to
do with
me.
that money?
Sounds
Sounds
good
good
to
to
me.
you? You think
Yeah.
that's going to solve the poverty in black communities, or do you
It
think they're
sounds
going to go out there
it sounds
and
more
spend it on
well, let's be clear.
chains and
We're
dope? They're going to buy gold
I
chains, some
just
weed,
no,
some big
I just talked
rims.
to shut up, bro. Like I just talked about a real reparations package and what that would entail. Now you're just being ignorant. You're being
You said
willfully
education. You said you want free education, so that's what you
not
want.
not just free education, but access to actual resources,
What
actual access to
resources? Like what?
stuff like grants, stuff like things
You have
actually being
access to
built in
grants.
real grants,
Hold
bro.
on. Let me
What
ask him
real
this.
grants? What real
Exactly.
Let me
grants?
ask him this.
Exactly. That's
So
my point.
let me get this straight, brother. You don't trust the government because of what they did to black people. Fair. But you're
Who
going to
said I
sit
don't
here and
trust the gov?
say
Wait a
that
second. Who
you
said I
would
didn't trust the
trust our
government to pay
government
anybody?
to provide the education for our children that we best see fit?
I'm sorry, but if I wanted to be a doctor, where would I go?
To college?
Exactly. If I wanted to be a lawyer, where would I go?
To law school?
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, I would argue this. In all of your experiences through life, have you ever had a better experience with a public defender or a publicly provided doctor versus one that you pay for?
That's a completely different conversation. You're talking about private versus public.
It's not
We're
a
talking.
completely different
No.
conversation
Yes.
because
Yes.
if
But
the government's
yes.
providing for
The
free
previous. No. The
healthcare,
previous question
that
that you
means
just
all these
levied.
doctors are going to be
No.
working
You're
at
moving
a
around
dollar.
now. The
They have
previous
no
question that you
incentive
just
to do their job
hold
any
on, bro.
better.
Stop talking for a second. The previous question that you just levied put into question the effectiveness of our education system, especially on the college level. And I told you, I gave you two prime examples of why we want access to those college level programs. And then you want to deflect towards a private versus public program. You understand that your logic is losing right now.
Well, how is that? Because correct me if I'm wrong. There are
What happened to the
privately
effectiveness of these
funded
education programs?
universities and there are state funded universities. And I would say there's a big difference in the quality of education you're provided in a private university versus a state funded university.
Does that
Would you
matter?
agree or disagree?
If I go to a school to be a medical doctor, it doesn't really matter where I go to school versus public versus private. Now, if you want to be prestige, I guess it matters a little bit there, but a doctor is a fucking doctor.
Kindred says every race has been a slave at some point in history. It starts with one and it will never end. I agree on that. Slavery has been going on and it still goes on to this day. If you want reparations, you need to seek Africa first and the Arabs who started the slave trade mess. You need to ask them first to give you reparations because they sold you from Africa.
That's not the case. This government profited off of slavery within this
At the
country.
end of the day, bro, it
But
wasn't
who? But
an
what
entire
government
European
profited
army
off of
coming to
American?
Africa
What
that
profited?
happened
What government profited off American slavery?
and forced them to slave trade. It was our
What
own
government
brothers
profited off of having
capturing
slaves
us and
within its
selling us.
borders?
The African government.
No, we're talking about this.
Yes, the African government. You asked
I
me
am
what
an
government
American.
benefited within their borders from slavery, and I told you Africans,
What
and you didn't
what
like the answer.
No, I'm telling you is that I am an American. So if I want accountability from my government, I am going to the American government. Like I said, there was a promise for this shit. If you want to claim Abraham Lincoln, then stand on that.
I don't claim him. He didn't do what he
Uh,
wanted to do. Abraham Lincoln wanted to send the thing is, Django. Why don't you factor this into the conversation? You love to talk about how Abraham Lincoln promised you reparations, right? Why don't you talk about how Abraham Lincoln said that he would send you guys back to Africa after he gave you your reparations? Why don't you talk about that?
Yes, that was one of the possibilities after America freed the slaves.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
they create.
if we're
Wait,
gonna
wait
give
a
you
second.
reparations,
Let
then
me
you need
expound
to
on
go
that.
back.
Let me expound on that. America actually created a colony for freed American slaves in Africa,
Libya.
and what I want to say is that that was a very real possibility during that time. They didn't know what to do with the freed slaves. So yes, there were discussions about sending them back to Africa, but that wasn't what happened. So what we're asking for is that this government stands on what they promised.
Iberia. And yeah, the reason they didn't send you guys back is because they thought the Africans in Africa were way too savage and you guys were more
That
Americanized and
that's
less
not the
savage.
case.
And you would have been killed if we sent you back. That's what they
That's not the
believe.
case.
It is. That's some of the Congress members back then believed and talked about.
Do you really there was a failure of the colony in Liberia, true. And that was because of the white leadership and the lack of the actual support from some of the governments to actually uplift that colony that was there. But I will say that the government pretty much reneged on sending those Africans back to, those slaves back to Africa because they found it too expensive, too
The
worrisome.
expense
Because
really
they
wasn't a
were they
part of it.
yes, it was. If you actually look at some of the letters that they sent during that time,
So,
it
what's
was
your
a huge
opinion
expense
on
problem
the
because
Barbary Wars?
they couldn't just load these people in boats like they did previously. Let's be clear.
Well, what's your opinion about the Barbary pirates, though?
What about them?
What's your opinion about them around that time?
They were pirates.
They were just pirates.
They attacked whatever ship they saw valuable. So what?
I don't know. He's the one that brought it up.
Yes, they enslaved a few people, but it wasn't like specifically on any type of race.
He said that he doesn't think nothing of it. They're just pirates. That's all he said.
So, gotcha. They're just pirates, right? And they're kidnapping our citizens, kidnapping our economic trade. Do you think we should do anything about that?
If they're kidnapping citizens, how many citizens have they kidnapped? And
Hundreds,
compared
thousands. They are taking
200, 200,000,
He said hundreds, if not thousands.
hundreds, if not thousands. Are these that this is what I'm saying? Are these pirates the only organization across the world that's kidnapping Americans?
No, but I would say if there's an entire nation that is profiting off of kidnapping
If
Americans,
they're
then
pirates,
I
does
would
that
say
mean that they're a nation?
has more responsibility to take action on that.
If they're pirates, does that mean that they're a nation?
Yes, Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire was destroyed in World War One.
Yes, but
Okay,
I
so how does the Ottoman Empire still exist?
was in control of a lot of northern African countries.
But the Ottoman Empire no longer exists. Nobody is still flying the Ottoman flag.
Okay,
Uh,
so that leads me to my next point. Think about empires that don't exist anymore and had slaves and
o-
enslaved thousands and millions of people.
okay.
And do they have to pay reparations?
Do they have to pay reparations to who? Empires that don't exist anymore?
Right, the same way you're arguing we have to pay reparations to people who don't exist anymore.
But we're talking about a nation state that enslaved people. That nation state no longer exists. Who are those people asking to get reparations from?
Right, who are we to pay
No,
reparations to people
I'm
who
asking you a direct
don't
question.
exist?
On I'm asking you a direct question on your hypothetical. You said that some hypothetical empire nation state enslaved a group of people. That nation state no longer exists, and this group of people still exists. And you're asking if this group of people asks for reparations, what nation state are
Well,
they asking those reparations from?
if we're talking contemporary history, it's Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli that were part of the Barbary states, where their
But they were,
nation
but these were nations largely created
states
when,
merchant ships and to
but
hold
the
the sailors hostage for money from our government.
I don't understand the connection here at all. Like I kind of get your line of thought, but
Which
then you kind
is,
of lost me after the.
how can you make the point that anybody deserves reparations when every any group of people on this planet was persecuted at one time? A great example, the Korean Empire. The Koreans enslaved people for the longest amount of time, more than any nation on this planet. And so
Okay,
any Korean
I get
on
other
earth
examples all
you can
around the
think
world,
of that
sir.
is pleading to the
Let
government demanding reparations.
let me ask you a direct question. Name one group of people in this country in American history that's been persecuted and that did not get reparations. That's not black people. Name one group of people.
The Asians
That
who
that
built
name no,
the
answer my
Western
question.
reparations.
Huh?
He said the
Na-
Irish and the
The,
Italian.
the Italians, another great example.
no, I mean an actual group that was persecuted based on their actual race.
Irish people.
The
Right,
Irish is not a race.
Irish and Italians. Like I said,
Irish is
They're
not a
not.
race.
the,
Black is not a race. They're European.
the entire slur of saying WAP, like to somebody
You're
else,
you're you're
was
you're you're completely missing my
creating
entire
this
question.
on
What
Ellis
race of
Island, and they
people
were
in
with
this country has been persecuted besides black people that did not get reparations?
Italians and Irish.
Those are not races.
Irish and Asians.
Or Europeans then. Okay, the race would be Europeans.
They were not persecuted at any point as a
Yes,
race in
they
this country.
were.
No,
Yes,
they
they
were
were.
not persecuted
They
because of
called
their race.
Irish and Italians. They treated them like
They
black people, and they
they
called
were
them
not
same
persecuted
slurs.
because of
Yes,
their
they were.
race. No, they were
Yes, they were.
persecuted because they were Irish, which is a whole different story because of the
Yes,
beef between
Irish
the
is a
Irish.
race.
Okay, but do you
Irish is
understand
a
the
race.
Irish and the Brits have been beefing for at least 1,000 years at this point.
Okay, and the Africans have been at least enslaving other Africans for 1,000 years at this
But
point.
they never considered each other a different race.
Yeah, they do.
You understand
They
that?
don't even look at race. Black people look at each other
Is
based on
is
tribalism.
no,
Based on tribalism.
who established different races in this country?
White people, but black people distinguish each other based on tribalism, not based on
So when
race.
when so when I ask a question, what race in this country has been persecuted and did not get reparations besides black people?
Black is not an ethnicity.
No, it's a race.
Okay, then whites. Then the answer
Why
is whites.
why people were never persecuted in this country?
White nations.
Yes, they are. Yes, they were.
No, they
Asians never
name
got reparations either. There was never reparations for Japanese people in America.
Japanese people that went to those camps did get reparations.
We locked up hundreds of thousands of Japanese
And they got
during World
reparations.
War II.
They got reparations, sir. You don't know your
I don't
history.
hear about any of them asking for money.
Okay, but they still
He
got
said
it.
they
That's
got
the whole point.
reparations.
They
How
did.
did they get reparations, brother? Pray tell.
Let's look it up.
It literally says right here, Irish immigrants and their descendants face several prejudice and were frequently compared to and discriminated against alongside black people. They were literally
Okay,
compared to black people.
but they were not discriminated against because of their race.
Yes,
That's the
they
whole
were.
point.
They thought that Irish people were the same as black people.
What does
Where do you think
what's the
where do you
difference
think the
between the
phrase comes
Irish
from
person and the
that
white?
ginger
Wait a
people are
second.
black?
What's the difference between the Irish person and the Scottish person?
An Irish person, a Scottish person, one's from
What's the
Ireland, one's from
difference?
Scotland.
If you're an English white guy that's British, how can you tell the difference between between the Irish and Scottish?
Or where
Their
this brother?
accent
But
and
Huh?
their
Irish
look, their
people and
physical look and
Scottish
their
people
accent.
are completely different
Oh,
people, especially
tell
from
tell the guy on the
Georgia.
phone to hush for a second. How can you
Irish
tell? No, I'm
especially.
saying if they're both Irish and Scottish immigrants over here, how can you tell the difference between the two?
Because one,
Is it skin color?
Irish people, yes, yes,
What's the skin color?
Irish people have lighter skin. Scottish people have
Always,
darker skin. Irish people
always.
have freckles the majority of the time. Yeah, just like the majority of
That's
just
not the
like Haitians
case.
are darker than
Especially when they started having babies over here.
well, those are mixed breed.
So this is my point. My point is that black people can't change their heritage and escape racism.
Neither can Irish people. What
Yes,
the
they
fuck?
can.
How? You can't change
If
your race.
if you're a brown haired Irishman with no freckles, how can you tell that you're Irish?
Your accent, your looks, how
Well,
you
if you don't
dress,
have what if you were born in America?
then you're not an Irishman, you're an American.
Hush, man. You don't know. This is what I'm saying is that race is something that you can't just be born out of. You understand
Race,
that, right?
Your
race
race.
is something you're born with. That's why Irish people being Irish is a race. You're white.
So
You're white.
you're you're
White is a
you're you're not
race.
you're not understanding the difference between heritage and race.
Django thinks
Alright,
only white people can be racist. It's okay, I get it.
No, you're making a completely
if
different
you're making
argument
this
that I
argument,
actually
bro,
said.
I'll
And this
say
and this is and this is
I'm
all to
going
not
to
answer
call
my
black
question.
people African
What race
Americans.
of
There's
people in this country
black people who are
did
not
not
from
get reparations
Africa.
besides black people?
I already told you.
Who?
Italians,
Besides Irish and
Italians.
Italians, because we disagree on those two demographics. Besides Irish and Italians, which ones?
I don't think all the Japanese got reparation. I'll look it
Yes,
up.
they did.
Did
Well, if you're saying they did, then the bare minimum you could do is like show some proof that they did.
they didn't get reparations in the way
Pre-
that you're describing. The
President
people that
Ronald Reagan signed the
survived, the
legislation
people that
that provide.
survived, not
Yes,
the
just
grandchildren, not the grandchildren, not the sons, not the daughters, not the great grandchildren. The people that survived
because they were
internment
still
camps.
alive. Because they were still
Yes,
alive.
yes.
And I agree.
A lot of them died. The majority of them died by 1988.
Okay, so if this United States government made a promise to give reparations to a people before before those people passed away, and they did not
Ancestors of
fulfill
the
that
victims of
promise,
the crime, right? I'm not
they
going to
should
sit
they
here and ask for the government to give me thousands of
that dude on the
just
phone
for
has a
shit.
sub
My
that dude on the
grandfather
phone
or
has a
great
sub 80 IQ.
grandfather or grandmother.
He says that you have a
I
sub 80 IQ because you keep talking. Because yeah, I
that
don't know.
I'm just saying he can't keep his train of thought on one particular topic at all. I'm just being real.
Well, it would be better if I could hear you in this Discord chat so I could respond.
Yeah, if you want it, you want me to add you into the Discord? You want me to add you to the Discord, Django?
I don't think that would help anything on my end.
So he can hear
Let
you
me see.
better.
Um,
Right, like, bro, I'm only hearing you from the feedback from this man's
Here,
microphone.
let me add you in here. I'll just create a whole group. Y'all can. Are you still part of that thing that you do on the side, Django, with those other black dudes, where you guys all get into one group chat or whatever, and you talk about how you're gonna pay out reparations or whatnot?
get in one group chat. Ain't nobody in no group chat. Wait, who?
You're not a part of a group chat with other guys. You told me you were a part of some
Um,
debate club with some black guys that you guys all do. You debate about how you're gonna pay reparations.
yeah. Let me see if this got
Hello?
this working. Okay.
You can play them through
Uh,
your microphone if you can for us to hear and your audience to hear, or through your stream.
oh shit. That's the thing. I think it's double playing on my stream.
Here, I'll mute myself and you can just hear me through the stream.
Okay. I got you. All right. I think I got it. Let me see.
Someone else says that you're in a group.
What group are they talking about? Now I have my
Some
own
kind of
Discord,
some kind
but
of debate group with other black people to debate about how you're gonna pay out reparations.
I'm not necessarily in a group, but I am in a couple different Discords.
We got a super chat here that says, Django, when are you going to collaborate with Philosopher? He's another
Um,
light skinned black dude that loves playing victim online. And his entire live streams they're not even about Trump. They're not even about politics. All he does is talk about the Ku Klux Klan and how he's a victim, being that he's 25% black.
yeah, I don't know. I have no problem collabing with anybody. Yeah, I just do my thing.
You should collaborate with him. I can send you his info. But I don't know if you would get along with him. He's a little bit of a soy boy.
I imagine most people that hang around you are
Oh my god. I haven't
just
seen
being
any
real.
people that hang around Jews, so I can't really speak on that. But I imagine they're
But
probably
yeah,
part of the Black Panthers.
I think it's interesting that you want to stay away from the parameters around this Iran deal. The whole point of this
Oh, we
conversation
already
that we're
talked
having.
about it. We
Yeah,
already talked
exactly.
about it.
And
What
you
else do
skip
you want to
past it
talk
very
about?
quickly. The fact
And
that
why are
it's
you muting your boy in the chat? I thought you were gonna bring him on so he can hear us,
I did
or
not
so we
mute
can
him,
hear him,
so he can hear me.
so I can
I
hear
could,
him, so we can hear him.
yeah, I could hear him just fine, but he can unmute himself. I don't have him muted. I don't think so.
He's speaking. I can hear him. Do you hear him speaking or no?
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh, hold on. Gotta put my head on. Hold on. Hello.
Hello? Oh, you left
Yeah,
now.
I ain't.
Hello?
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that Discord stuff. It's like giving too much feedback to my actual stream I got going right now. But I mean, I don't know.
Yo.
We can figure a better way of doing this some type of way.
All right. We'll have him back next time, or whenever you can
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah. I try. I mean, I will be streaming throughout the week. Hopefully, I've been kind of feeling a little bit under the weather this past weekend, but yeah, I should be streaming throughout the week.
Well, shit, man. Feel better.
Yep.
I'm
But yeah,
laughing at some of these comments. They one
get
of them said free Chud the Builder.
free. No, he is it's looking like he's gonna be in there for a while, and it's because of
His
his social
bond got
media posts.
revoked. His
Yeah, because
bond
of
got
his social
revoked.
media posts, the shit that he was saying.
Well, that's
As
fucking
uh,
ridiculous, dude.
he's dumb. Like if you're
They
gonna,
never revoke a black man's fucking bail for rapping about murdering people.
if he was dumb enough to actually rap about it and post about it, then yes, his bond is getting revoked.
When name one single rapper that got their bond revoked.
All these RICO charges that's getting passed out like candy.
Who? The Young Thug?
I don't even that Young Thug mess was just crazy. But all the other stuff that's going on between these rappers. Every time I look up, it's somebody that's going to jail or something. Like old boy that tried to rob Gucci Mane. Well, they actually did rob Gucci Mane. Damn, I forget his name. It's on the tip
That's
of
what
my
I'm
tongue.
saying. Pooh Shiesty, you really think that the black community is spiritually healthy with people like Pooh Shiesty running these
Do
streets?
you think majority of the black community is Bushisti?
I don't think they're Pooh Shiesty. I think they listen to Pooh Shiesty and they think they're Pooh Shiesty.
I've I haven't heard a Pooh Shiesty song in years, and the last time I did hear it, somebody else was playing it.
Well, if you go to any club in Miami, you'll hear it. But Kamalo
Okay,
Anthony
that's a
got
club.
bonded and he killed a boy. Kamalo Anthony literally killed a boy and he got bonded out.
Okay.
What do you think about Kamalo Anthony? Are you with those black people that are saying that he got done wrong?
I will say we're going to see what is really going on in this appeal process.
And what's really going on? He got found guilty. 35
Okay.
years isn't
Oh,
enough.
oh, okay. And we will
They need to
see in
make him
this
do
appeal.
life.
Just like I let you dig your own grave when you was talking all that crap about this Iran war, I'm gonna let you dig your own grave
We
in this
won
little
the
court
war.
stuff,
We
if
won the
you say
war.
so. There's no, if you look at the Iran deal that Trump actually agreed to, you know that we didn't win.
Hey, Beatles God. He said that he'll have you on his stream. If you guys connect on Discord, you guys can debate on Django's stream sometimes if you
Yeah,
want. But
yeah.
he's
Just hit
asking
me
how
up.
he
We
can
can
hear
set
you
some up.
better.
I'm not sure, honestly. I'm streaming myself. I can turn this mic up a little bit, I guess, but yeah, I'm streaming myself, and I'm pretty sure you're streaming on your YouTube. So, um, I don't know how you can hear us better. Now, I know on my setup, I'm a little bit more professional than Euro. I don't use this YouTube app,
We're
phone
using
app
YouTube
crap.
right now.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it
I
looks a
don't.
lot better than the last setup we did.
No,
You
I just
gotta, you
needed some
gotta, if you're gonna
time.
use OBS, you gotta actually know how to put the backgrounds and do it properly. You can't just do
I
it half-ass.
I know how to set up backgrounds and all that extra shit. I
You
just
gotta
didn't
make
have
a
the
moving
patience to do it,
background.
especially to debate you. I just started doing the Streamlab stuff, so I kind of had a little bit of a learning curve with it, I guess. But as far as all the extra stuff, I can get that set up pretty easily. But
Somebody wants to know, does Django want to shout out his channel or his social medias?
yeah, you can hit me up at Real Talks Politics TV at Real Talks Politics TV on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, all that good stuff. And yeah, you should be able to find me on Facebook and Twitter also.
How
So
does it
yeah,
feel that we added 176,000 jobs last month? We have more jobs right now than we've ever had in American history, and the yearly inflation rate is looking like it's going to
I
be
mean
under
that's the
4%.
usual. I
GDP is
mean,
way up.
every few years we have more jobs than we've had in American history. That's not
Yeah, I
something new.
agree. It's not
Like
something
you
new. I
can say
agree.
that, but that's per usual. That's not something to brag about.
It is something to brag about. That means we're the strongest
That
economy in the
that
world.
that's like saying the grass grows every day. We should
If the grass turned greener
brag
every
about it.
day, would you not compliment the grass and say, wow, the grass is even
No,
greener today?
no, the grass is not automatically going to be green without care. The grass is automatically going to
Never
grow
said it
though.
would be, but if the grass was greener every single day and every single day you woke up and saw the grass was greener, would you not say,
Yes,
oh, the grass is a little bit greener
that's
today?
something that you should be proud about because that entails you putting in work. But it
So we
simply
put in work to
growing
get where we
does
are.
it simply growing in itself doesn't entail any type of work. Come on now, you got to have these debates in good faith.
No, I never. Of course, it takes work. Every single thing in life takes work. There's nothing that you
But
can have. Your relationship, your
grass
kids,
is
your
going to but
business.
grass is going to grow whether you be there or not. You get what I'm
Grass
saying?
isn't going to be healthy and
The
green if I leave.
job jobs in America are going to grow whether Trump was in that White House or not.
Nah, jobs were. We had a
Yeah,
record high
yeah.
unemployment of 21 million under Joe Biden. So 21 million unemployed. Now we
And the
have
two
about
year
7 million
and the two
unemployed.
years after that, what happened?
We still had a pretty. Our unemployment started getting better, but it was still very
Oh,
high.
okay. It's crazy how that unemployment number continued to get better until Trump got into the White House. That first year, especially, was rough. But because the unemployment number was going down, then Trump got into the White House, and it did tick up for a good part of that year. But now it's starting to level out a little bit. So
How was 174,000 jobs in 1 month leveling out? Is it because he doesn't have 360,000 like he did last year in 1 month?
you're not understanding the difference between economy that's constantly bringing down the unemployment number and another person getting into the White House and bringing the unemployment number up momentarily, but it's starting to level out now.
Doesn't
I
that
will
make
give
us
them that.
great though? Doesn't that make us great?
No, because why did they go up in the first place?
Why did what go up?
The unemployment numbers on Trump.
Because Biden decided to keep the country locked down for 2 extra years.
No, I'm
That
talking
wasn't
about this
necessary.
second term. When Trump got into the White House, this second term,
Oh,
the
why did it go
unemployment
up?
numbers
Because
went up,
we had to fire 250,000 federal useless employees 1 month.
and we hired them back.
No, we didn't. Imagine having hundreds of thousands of good. We hired some of
So,
them back, but we didn't hire all of them back. That's intellectually dishonest. But our
okay,
friend here says, imagine having hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs available in any third world country. Can you imagine that? Having hundreds of
okay,
thousands of good-paying jobs
that was the
available
case under
in third
Biden.
world countries.
That was the case under Biden.
What was the case?
that these jobs were accessible also.
Not when the whole government was shut down and the whole country was shut down, and
I'm
not
not
when there were
talking about during the
21.
shutdown. You're acting like the
There
government was
wasn't
shut
as much
down.
jobs available. There was less
Wait a
jobs
second. Why
available back
why
then.
why are we only paying attention to Biden first 2 years and not the last 2 years?
When it came the last 2 years too, there was way more unemployment.
Like Trump's first term. You guys love to ignore that last year of Trump's term under COVID where he actually shut the government down.
Well, he did shut the government down, but so did the rest of the world. But I disagree with Trump about that. Sure. What's your point?
Is that shutting the government down is not strictly a democratic thing, is it?
No, but keeping the government shut down for way longer than it should be is. That was a Democrat thing. We saw red states opening up way
Wait a
sooner
second.
before Democrat
Didn't
states.
Trump continue to keep the government shut down his
States can
entire
open
last year?
up. No, he left it by state basis. States can open up if they wanted to.
He left the government shut
Florida opened
government.
up. Do you not remember? The state of
No,
Florida was the
I'm
first
talking
state to
about the
open.
actual government, the United States, what he actually has control over. He implemented mask mandates. He implemented
Sure,
work
but the
from home
government was
mandates.
still
All that.
operating. It was on a
Okay,
state by
but
state
what I'm saying
basis.
is
So states
Donald Trump
closed their government.
Do- Donald Trump could have removed all of these things if he wanted to, but he didn't. If he were
Yeah, but
against
he
these
was only
things,
president for a couple months of the pandemic. Biden was president
it
for
wasn't a
2 or 3 years.
COVID hit February. He was president for 10 months.
Okay, and
It
COVID
wasn't a
was
couple
ending.
months.
Yeah, and the vaccine came out. Once the vaccine came out, they should have opened up the government. Shouldn't they have? He left it up to a state by state. He left it on a state by state basis.
So you
Biden is
support
the
the
one that
vaccine?
tried to lock, huh?
So you support the vaccine?
No, but I'm saying when it came out, they should have opened it back up, right? Because people were worried
But
because there was no vaccine.
because of the vaccine, right? And the
No,
more
because
people
people
that
were
took
worried that they
the more
wanted a
people that
vaccine and they didn't have one.
the
I'm
more
not
people
saying they
that
should
took the
open it back
vaccine
up because
would
it
have
protects
opened
them.
things up a little bit quicker, right?
Huh? No.
The more people that took it would have
No.
opened things
That
up.
that had nothing to do with how many people taking it. They didn't just
So why wait a
wait,
second?
wait, wait, wait. Slow down, slow down. Wait a second.
why did you
Wait a
say
second.
that the government should have opened up because of the vaccine then?
Because as soon as the vaccine came out, it should have opened up because people were saying they were scared to go outside for whatever reason because there was no vaccine. I'm not saying because it saves lives. I'm
But
saying because of people's own
but
fears. Because they
why did
need vaccines
they
for
felt
whatever
safe
reason.
because they believe people were taking this vaccine, right?
No, they felt safe because they believed that because the government told us it gave them 100% immunity. Our government lied to them. That's why.
100%. What vaccine gives 100% immunity? Just
I don't
common
know.
sense shit.
You would
No,
have to
no,
ask
no.
Dr. Fauci.
No, I'm asking
You'd
you
have to
common
ask
sense.
Dr. Fauci.
No, I'm
He said it almost gave 100% immunity. He said
okay. And
almost.
in that same in that interview a couple days later, Trump insinuated that we should look into bleach injections.
He never said that. That's not what happened at all. And there is a type of injection that involves a desanitization of the blood. You
Oh
just have
my,
no fucking clue what it
but
is.
it's not bleach.
It does involve some kind of thing relating to bleach and
Oh my God.
cleanliness. Yes, it
It's not
does.
bleach. We no.
He never said
Stop
to
it.
inject veins. He never said to inject bleach.
You see the amount of
You don't
leeway
know
that you're
what you're
willing to
talking
give
about.
Trump.
The lack of
You
education on the
you
actual
just got
topics
caught
and the
live in
medical
4K,
equipment.
my guy. The
No, you just
amount
got
that
caught
you
with ignorance. You just
no,
got caught with ignorance
we're talking about the weight of two
because
different
you're
statements.
ignoring the medical community because of
You're
your
giving a
ignorance of the
you're
medical
giving
community.
you're giving a
You're
lot of
giving
weight to that
ignorance
statement by
vibes.
Fauci. Okay, let me talk for a second.
He
I'm about to
never said
expose.
bleach. He never
about to
even
expose.
said bleach. I mean, I don't even know. This is just Trump derangement at this point. This is
It's
literally
not Trump
something that
derangement.
happened.
This is
Yes,
what
it
I'm talking
is.
about.
It's 6 years old. This has nothing to do with policy or politics. This has
What are you
everything to
talking
do with
about?
your
You brought
hatred
up
towards
COVID.
Donald
You
Trump.
brought up COVID shutdowns.
You're the one that's bringing up propaganda. You're the guy that said it was
No,
almost 100%
hold
effective.
up,
You and your
because
Dr.
you're
Fauci and your
completely
Democrat buddies.
you're running away now. You're giving a completely different weight to the statement that Fauci put out there, which I will give you was wrong, but you will not give the same amount of weight to the statement that Trump put out
Well,
there.
once you know the actual statement that Trump gave, I'll give a reaction to it. But you're not even quoting me a direct statement from President Trump. So how
I
am I
will
going to give
read
you
it.
a
And then okay, this is a quote
But
from
read the
President
whole
Trump.
thing. Don't read it out of
And then I see
context.
the disinfectant. I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a
Yes.
cleaning
Yes.
so that you're
That's
going to
possible.
use medical doctors?
There's an actual medical treatment where they inject disinfectant. Yes, you can Google it right now. Take a look on Google yourself. My computer just turned off, but if it would turn back on, I would quote it to you. And
Inject
didn't you just say
disinfectant.
2 seconds ago he said something about bleach? He never fucking said bleach. So that already tells you believe those Democrat propaganda lies. They got on television and they lied about President Trump. They said that he was talking about injecting bleach. He never said fucking bleach. You guys are just dumber than a box of rocks.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm saying.
happened.
I never admitted that he said specifically bleach, but he
You
does say
said bleach
disinfectant.
2 seconds
He he
ago.
he does say
You just said he
disinfectant.
said bleach. Yeah, he did. I literally said he did. I said he never said bleach, but you said bleach, bleach, bleach,
Oh,
bleach. No bleach.
what I'm saying is that he still suggested injecting disinfectants.
Yes, that's an actual medical treatment. He actually understands something that's a little bit more complex than your base
Wait a second.
level
Wait a second.
information.
Wait a second. Let's add in the context of that situation, because it says the reason bleach became permanently attached to that event is because of the presentation that took place right before Trump spoke. William Bryant, a Department of Homeland Security official, gave a presentation showing lab data on how to kill the virus on physical surfaces. During his presentation, Bryant explicitly stated, "We've tested bleach. We've tested sulfur, cypropyl alcohol on the virus, and
Yes,
I
alcohol
can tell
kills
you.
everything.
Wait a second. I can tell you that bleach will kill the virus in 5 minutes." Almost immediately after Brian saying that, Trump stepped back up to the podium and used the word disinfectant in his statement. But he was
Okay, so the
obviously referring.
Democrats are
But
confused. They're
this
slow
was
in
a
the head and they're
meeting.
confused.
No,
They're
wait a second.
Democrats are
This was
slow
a
in the head. They're
presentation about
confused. What did
your
he say that
meeting.
was wrong? Bleach
You're
kills
missing.
viruses.
Wait a
Alcohol
second.
kills viruses.
You're missing the reason why people bring up bleach. It's because this was a presentation about bleach.
So they're confused. So they're basically
Trump
confused.
was
I understand.
confused.
No, they were confused. You were confused.
So wait a second. If there was a whole presentation, the guy before you is talking about bleach and disinfectants,
And then a
and
new
Trump,
guy comes up, and you confuse the two
no,
guys, and you
Trump,
confuse everything they
the
said.
president
You
himself
confuse
walks up to the
everything that Trump
podium.
said with the last
Oh
guy,
my
then you're
God,
just stupid. If you're
you're
confusing shit and you can't remember who said what, then you're just
why
stupid.
are you choosing to ignore the context now?
Why are you choosing to ignore the fact that he did not say bleach? It wasn't a presentation about bleach. It was a presentation about COVID. What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of Joker shit is
It was a
this?
presentation about bleach's effects on COVID. Let's be clear. It wasn't just about
No, it
COVID. It was
wasn't. It
about
wasn't
bleach.
specific. It was
What
not
was that?
specifically
What was
about
that
bleach.
presentation about? It wasn't
They talked about
specifically
different
about bleach,
substances.
but it was
Like,
specifically talking about cleaning materials on
so now it
surfaces.
wasn't about bleach. You conceded the argument then.
But bleach was a part of that conversation.
Yeah, sure. But from the first guy, not from the president.
Oh my God.
So why are you confusing what the first
you're
guy
you're
said with what the
you're being
president said?
purposefully obtuse.
No, you're being you're being intellectually dishonest.
No, I'm not. I'm including the context that you removed.
What is what the last guy said have to do with anything with what the next guy says?
Because Trump talked about what that guy said.
He didn't say anything about bleach like he claims for the millionth time.
But what was that guy? And we just agreed that that guy wasn't talking about specifically bleach alone. He was talking about disinfectants, right?
Yeah, sure. He was talking about
And
rubbing
so when
alcohol. He was talking about.
and Trump was talking about injecting those same disinfectants.
No, he never said the same disinfectants. No, you're taking things
Yeah,
out of
he
context
never
now.
said that,
You're
but he brought
coping
up
with the
those.
fact that the Democrats lied about Trump injecting bleach.
Just because I didn't
The
say, just
copium is
because I'm not
real.
saying exactly what Trump said doesn't mean that he didn't mean it.
No, he didn't mean it. You can't just tell me what other people mean and change the definitions of what they say because you feel like it.
So
That's once
okay,
again
so
dishonestly
how can you
intellectual, huh?
say, how can you automatically understand what Fauci meant?
Because Fauci said it out of his own mouth. He said what he meant.
Donald
Like
Trump
Trump
said
said
it
what he
right out
meant.
of his own mouth.
He did. He said disinfectant, not bleach, not
Oh
hand
my God.
sanitizer, none of that other stuff. You were literally
Here we go
conceded
again.
multiple times to your own
Here we
argument.
go
You
again.
conceded to your own argument like twice already. This isn't even
Yes,
a
he was
debate.
talking about disinfectants immediately after a conversation about cleaning disinfectants.
Sure, sure.
Like, come on, let's
I
be
agree on
honest here.
that. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Now you're just
But
repeating
he
what
was
I
talking
said.
about injecting disinfectants immediately after a conversation of having cleaning disinfectants on surfaces.
Okay, and nothing was mentioned about bleach with Trump saying he wanted to inject bleach.
So that's what I'm saying. If somebody was watching that whole interview and
And they're
they
stupid
understood
as fuck and they
and
might
wait,
get
wait, no,
confused.
if
Yes.
they
If you're
understood that
stupid, you
Trump
might
was
get
talking
confused.
about cleaning disinfectants, what would you gather from that?
That they shouldn't put words in Trump's mouth.
You guys claim to have some type of common sense, but you guys stay ignorant when you guys know that
You literally conceded twice
you're losing
already.
the argument. Like it's
You
crazy how
conceded twice. You lose when you concede. You conceded twice.
conceited what.
Bleach subject is over. Trump never said bleach.
But I was
I
talking about
agree with that comment.
disinfectants. I'm talking about disinfectants.
Okay, with the pivot again.
It's not a pivot.
And the left
We're
is
talking
still eating
we're
Tide
talking
Pods.
about the
You guys are
entirety of this
still
interview.
eating. You guys are still eating Tide Pods to this day, and you're talking about fucking
That's
bleach.
look, this is the this is the worst president in modern day history. He came in making all types of promises. He
And
came
you're
in
right, Barack
promising
Obama so much
he he
better just
he
because he's
he
black.
came in promising that he would lower gas prices, grocery
Gas
prices,
prices are lower.
no no new
Grocery
wars.
prices are lower.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They haven't been lower all year.
They are literally either the same or they're lower. You can even check
No,
the
they're
statistics for
not
yourself.
lower. They haven't been lower all year, and that's due to
Well,
the
then they're the
rising gas
same as they
prices.
were when Trump got into office.
What
But they're
happened
not
to
higher.
lowering them?
Don't be
What what
dishonest. Don't be
what happened?
dishonest.
What happened to lowering gas prices and grocery
Gas
prices?
prices are lower. What was the average gas price under Joe Biden? What was the
I'm
average
sorry.
gas price under Joe Biden?
What was the average gas price when Donald Trump made that promise?
What was the
What
average
was
gas
no?
price? Why are you
Let's be
pivoting?
honest.
You
No,
can't
I'm
even
not pivoting.
answer a question because
But
then it's gonna
because
prove that
it's
you're
a completely
wrong.
different question. What was the
No,
gas
it's
price when
not. You
Donald Trump was
refuse to answer. He knows
I
gas
wait a
prices are
second.
lower than they were
Wait a
under
second.
Joe Biden. He
I will answer.
knows gas
I,
prices are lower than they were under Joe Biden.
look,
He's
look.
bullshitting. He is
I will
always
I
bullshitting.
will
He doesn't answer questions
stop
that prove
screaming
him
like a
wrong.
child, please.
Then
I will
answer my fucking question.
I will answer your question if you answer mine immediately
No,
after.
I asked first. So you answer
Okay,
me first and then
that's
I'll
what I'm
answer
saying.
you.
I will answer you, but you have to promise to answer mine immediately after,
Sure, sure,
without deflecting.
sure.
Okay. What was the gas price, the average gas price of Joe Biden? Right?
Yeah,
You
go
want
ahead
to
and
look this
find
up?
on Google. Yeah, go ahead and look it up and tell us.
Okay, gas prices under Joe Biden average roughly 330 to 340.
No, that's completely dishonest.
It's not.
Look at what
Yeah,
AAA says.
he had a record high of 502 in June 2022,
No, that's
but
not a record high. That was the
the
average. The
average
average price
the
was 502.
no it wasn't.
Yes, it
Show
was.
me. What's your
I
source?
will. Hold on. My computer just turned back on, so you're not so lucky now, huh?
The average price under Joe Biden was 340 per gallon. The average price under Donald Trump from 2025 to present is 350 to $4. So now, will you answer my question?
No, because you were dishonest.
You asked me the average price. I can give you sources. I can
You're
send it to
not
you right now to your
combining all
Discord.
4 years together.
Yes, I am. That's what the average price is, my guy.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you a source.
Oh yeah, you don't lost the plot. It's a wrap. This is
It
what I'm
is a
telling you,
wrap because
bro.
gas prices are way lower now than they were under Joe Biden. You even know it. You even
Average
know it. You're
price
just
per
being
gallon under
dishonest.
average
You're
price per
just being
gallon under Joe Biden.
dishonest. So
Okay,
yes,
look it up. Look it up on your computer. What is the
I'm
average
looking
price
it
per
up right
gallon?
now.
What is it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Be real now.
Let's see. Average price in 2022 was $4 and
No,
22
his
cents.
entire term. Because
The
you
4 year
began this
average,
question with his
okay,
entire term.
around $3.75.
What is
So
the
that's still
average?
quite a bit higher than Donald Trump's
Where are you
average.
getting that $3.75 from?
I am getting this from Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith.
I don't see that 375 number. I see 340.
Well, you're gonna go have to look up this article. Look up Ways and Means. But what's your question? What's the question you want me to answer?
What was the average gas price the year that Trump was campaigning and made the promise to lower gas prices?
And gas prices went down, did they not?
No, answer the question. What was the average gas price when Donald Trump was campaigning and making these promises?
$3.60, and then gas prices went under $2.
What is the average gas price now?
Under $3.70. Still lower than Joe Biden.
Is it lower than when Donald Trump made that promise?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes,
That
it
that
is.
the average gas price for this year so far is $4.50.
Gallon. Let's see.
Higher than he's 50 cents off from Joe
Yeah,
Biden's record high.
you're not huh?
He's 50 cents off from Joe Biden's record high.
It depends on if you're using today or you're using the yearly average because in January it was under $3, February under $3,
Are you
March still
averaging
under
the entire
3.50.
year? Or
The year
are
isn't
you
over yet.
averaging? No,
The
what I'm
year
saying
isn't
is,
over yet.
but you can still average the first 7 months of this year.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're
What
telling
what
me
is the
that this
average of the
year,
first
are you
seven
gonna
months of
let me
this year?
talk or not? Are you gonna let me talk or not? Because you're just
I
being
just need
dishonest
I
right
just
now.
need an answer. What is the average of the
Okay, then
first
let
seven
me
months this
talk. To
year?
get an answer, it requires to shut the fuck up to let the other person talk. That's how
No,
you
you
get an
haven't
answer.
answered any of my fucking questions.
Because I can't, because you just keep talking.
No, you don't want to. You keep
I'm
deflecting.
trying to, but you refuse to shut the fuck
All
up. Can
right,
I talk for a
go
minute?
ahead and answer my question. What is the average gas price of the first months of this year?
Okay, so the average gas prices during 2025 was around $2.50. Now that you're saying gas prices went up to around the same as they were the last year Biden was president, that would mean on average gas prices are lower. Think of the logic right now. Gas prices were way under $3 last year. $2.50
You
average.
completely lost
This
the
year,
plot.
average prices are still a
You've
little bit
completely
lower.
lost the plot.
They're still a little bit lower than when Joe Biden got into office. You
You've
lost the
completely
plot.
lost the
You're being
plot.
dishonest. You're being dishonest. There's nothing
No,
else
you're
against you.
being
You're just
dishonest
being
because
dishonest.
you're
You
completely
are.
ignoring the Iran war and the highest prices that this president caused. You're cutting all that out.
Gas prices are not the highest prices. What are you talking about?
Do you understand that this is self-inflicted? We are 50 cents off from the peak of the
I
Biden
really don't give
administration
a fuck. If you're so
because of
broke,
this Iran war.
$30 a month is hurting your pocket, then you're just born to be broke. You're born to be poor. I don't care. I want to
So
take out the Iranians. If you are so
this is
poor,
how MAGA feels
$30
about prices. This is
financially
how MAGA
destroys you,
really
huh?
feels about prices.
Yes, if you can't make money in the best economy in history, then you're just born to lose. If the stock market is
What
gaining, if
proof
the
is this the
job
best?
market is gaining, everyone else is making.
That's not the case.
Tell you. Yes, it
Do you
is.
do,
It
do you
100% is
think
the case. If you
do you
smoke
think
weed and sit there and play video games and complain about not paying your bills and gas prices, you are a
I
fucking
don't
loser. Guess
first
who
of
doesn't
all,
have problems filling their gas tank up? Guess who doesn't
first
have
of all,
problems with, the amount of hours?
why okay, if that's the case, why did Trump make that promise in the first place?
What promise? It was kept, but you're just being dishonest.
It's not being
There's
kept.
no arguing with you when you're being dishonest, when you're being intellectually
It's not being
dishonest
I'm
because of your
talking the
personal
facts
hatred. It's a
I'm
personal
talking the
grudge.
facts and you
It
can't
is
come
a
to terms
fact.
with it.
It is a fact.
It is a
So
fact that
let's break
Trump
this
brought
down.
these
You
gas
don't talk
prices.
for 2 minutes. Don't talk for 2 minutes. Now let me ask you this question
Wait a
very
second. What?
fucking basically. Very basically. If you can't be honest about the math, then you're just disingenuous. Okay, so when you have the number $3.55 and you have the number $2.50 or $2.20, and you combine these numbers to figure out the average, which you say that the average of Trump's gas prices between 2025 and now is under Biden's or over Biden's average. Be honest. Don't give me any bullshit.
I'm looking at the actual numbers.
No, you're
And it
not. You're
said
looking at the numbers from some
no,
bullshit. Go ahead.
I'm looking at the actual numbers and it says that the average price of Donald Trump's second term from 2025 to present is $3.50 to $4.
That's not an average. That's just a very broad number.
Joe Biden's price per gallon for his entire
Well,
term
that
is
average would
three
be
dollars and
wrong. What
forty
article are
cents.
you getting that from? That would be wrong. What article are you getting that from? Here you go. I have the 2-year average right here, right on camera. Here, I'll put it big on screen so you can see that and stop being a disingenuous motherfucker. Because there you go, $3.01. So three
Wait a second,
dollars
where is
one
it?
cent.
I don't see it. Send it to me. Where is
This
that
is from the
from?
U.S. This is from the
No,
U.S. Administration of Energy.
send that to me because I don't trust that
Okay,
little
okay,
screenshot
here,
right
I'll
now.
send it to
Send that
you.
to me.
Here, I'll send it to
Please.
you.
Send me the entire
Read
screenshot so I can
this.
actually show
Read
people.
this right here on stream. Here you go. Read that right here on stream. The definitive 2025 annual average has been fully calculated, while the 2026 average is based on mid-year data and the latest U.S. energy information from the
Wait a second.
EAI
No, I
full
don't.
year
Send
broadcast.
me the actual
Combining
screenshot of
complete
what you're looking at. I
2025
don't
with the
know.
projected
See,
2026
you're
data,
playing games. You're
a
gonna copy and
year.
paste and send it to me. Show me the actual screenshot that you're looking at, my guy. You're not finna play this
I'm
game with
looking
me.
at the overview of the annual energy
Yes, you're
outlook. Here you
looking
go.
at an
I'll send it to
AI
you again.
overview. Send me
I'll
the
send it to
actual
you again.
screenshot.
Here you go. I'll send you the article link itself. You can read it.
And this is only for 2025.
No, this is for 2025 and
No, no, it
2026.
says the definitive 2025 annual average has been fully calculated, while the
And the
2026 average.
projected 2026 data yields a 2-year average. Read the full thing.
This is not based on the current day 2026
Yes, it is.
statistics.
It literally says.
Show me the screenshots.
I sent you the source. Why do you need screenshots? Click on the thing. Energy Outlook 2026. This is straight.
We're about to see because you're playing
This is for
games.
2025 and 2026. They're so angry that the numbers show that gas prices have
Annual
gone down
energy
on
outlook.
average. That it's fucking
This is.
hilarious. A 2-year average of $3.01 per gallon accurately combines two
Hold
combined
on,
figures with
hold on.
mid-year terms from the U.S.
When did
Energy Information,
you're
the
you're
government website,
you're not
and the
being honest.
blended baseline for
You're not being
supply
honest
ships
at all.
with the annual energy
When
outlook
did
for
the Iran
2026.
war start?
This accounts for all of 2026 so
No,
far. What are
answer
you
the
yapping
question.
about?
When did the Iran war start? Because I'm about to
February.
expose it.
February
February what?
28th.
This report came out on April 8th. You telling me that they
Okay,
gathered that data within a week?
that's 2 months.
No, bro. We're talking about actual up to date info. How what month are we in now?
Okay, when was gas at its peak? When was gas on its peak? Gas was at its peak when this article came out, jackass.
No, it wasn't. It was a
Yes,
week
it
into the Iran
was.
war. It was a
Yes, it
week into the Iran
was.
war, dumbass.
Yes, it was. The price peak was the first week.
No, it wasn't. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, bro. Like, let's be
No, I'm
real here,
not.
bro. You're
It says
pulling
right here.
reports.
It says
You're pulling
April 2026 is when gas peaked. So what are you talking about?
April what?
Mid-April.
That report came out April 8th.
So almost 2 weeks in April. Almost 2 weeks after the
It did
Iran
not catch
conflict.
Trump. That's what I'm telling you. It did not catch Trump's peak crisis.
April 8th gives more than a
You're
month.
being dishonest.
No, you're
You're
being
being dishonest.
dishonest.
Yes, you
You
are,
are
bro.
being dishonest.
So you're
I gave
telling
you
me
a
they gathered
source
information
that gives you the
that they
gas
didn't have
prices.
yet? But I'm talking about the prices that
Yes,
Trump
they
caused
had
with
it
this war.
already.
No, they didn't.
They had
The
it
war was a
already.
week old by the time this report came out.
Yes, more than a week old. Way more than a week old. Gas
No,
prices
it
were
wasn't. When did the war start?
What does it say the gas prices are in the thing?
You're being dishonest, bro.
You're being dishonest. It even tells you where
How?
it gets the calculations from. Read the calculations.
How is
It's
a report
pulling
going to
from a
how
four
is a
dollar
report
over a
going to
four
get
dollar
gas
gas
prices
price
for a war that hasn't happened yet?
because it already had the war was already occurring. What the fuck are you repeating? You're
For
being
one
dishonest
week.
again.
For one week. Do you think the statistics that they
More than
gathered,
1 week. You're being dishonest again. I'm
how many
literally
days?
pulling data from where gas peaked
How many
at.
days? How
I'm
many days
literally
had
pulling gas from where I'm literally
oh
pulling
my god.
data from where gas
How
peaked
many
at.
days had the war went how
Here,
many
I'll
days
go
had
ahead
the
and
war
show you
went before
guys
this report
how
came
where
out?
they're pulling the data from. I'll show
No,
you the full thing
you're
where they're pulling the
squirming.
data
How
from.
many no,
Here you
this
go.
report
Look right here. Here, guys, I'll show you right here. You see part of this
this
report right here in
report
2020? It literally shows
does
you
not
right
include the war
here where
prices.
gas was $125 a barrel when they wrote this report. That is
Oh,
$45 higher now than it is now
but
for a barrel of
you're
oil.
not Graham.
That is
You're
$45
being
higher
dishonest.
now. So these
If
data
gas price
statistics are counting for oil
you're
being
lying and you're
$45
squirming because
more about no,
you're
I'm not
losing in
lying.
front of all
Here
these
you
hundreds of
go.
people.
Here's the data.
Let me talk for 1 minute.
2025
Let me
cruise
talk for
prices.
1 minute.
Go ahead.
You know damn well average gas prices go into a price that's applied over multiple months. If that report does not include the multiple months that this war went on, then it
It
does
does. It
not
calculates them.
effectively.
It calculates the
When did that
future
report come out?
projected growth.
No,
It
when does that
projects
report
the
come out?
gas prices. It
But that's
shows you.
not
It
real
shows you.
numbers. That's a prediction.
It doesn't
When did
because the
that
year's
report come out?
over. You don't have real numbers either because 2026 isn't over, is it?
Oh my
Smart
freaking
ass.
god! You're lying.
2026 isn't over.
How 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 could they predict anything? Hold on. How could they predict anything when this
Gases.
president was going
The
when this
COVID
president
is
was saying
crazy,
that
man.
this
The
war would
COVID
be
is
over in
crazy.
two
I just
weeks?
showed you gas prices are way lower than they were under Joe
That's a
Biden, and you're
lie.
crying
If
about it. You're just crying about it.
I challenge anybody to go look up the average gas prices versus Trump versus
I'd
Biden.
look it
And
up. They're
if you
way lower.
you-
They are
look it up.
way lower. I'll
Look,
even
no,
provide chat a source. Here you go, chat. Use the source and you read it
no, don't.
yourself.
He's
Yes,
putting that
read
source
it
out
because
there
it
because
does
it's
a
an old
prediction.
source.
It does a prediction that's higher. The prediction it
It's an
gave.
old source.
No, it's
It
not. The prediction it
it's a
gave
report.
was projecting gas
When was
prices
that
would go
report
up.
released?
Do I get to talk?
When was that report
Do I get to talk
released?
or not? Do I get to talk
When
or
was
not?
that? Yes,
Do
when
I
was that
get to
report
talk?
released? When was that
That
report
that
released?
report projected the yearly
When was
gas
that
prices to
released?
continue to go up.
You,
They've gone
you're,
down.
you're.
You're
When
being
was that report
dishonest. You're
released?
being
When was it
dishonest. You're
released?
just being
When was it
dishonest.
released? When was it
I'm not going
released?
to answer any more questions because you're being
Because
dishonest.
you know damn well that report is old
That report is
and
100% accurate.
inaccurate.
It's
It's predicting.
100% accurate.
What is
No,
it
it's not
predicting?
predicting. It's not.
You
It's
just admitted
predicting
that it
that
was
gas prices
predicting.
go up. It's predicted that it predicted for the month we're in right now that gas prices would be higher than they are now.
You're
But
lying,
yet it
bro.
still says that
You're
Donald J. Trump
that
has lowered gas
though.
prices on the
Are those
average.
were those predictions accurate?
No, they're an overestimate. They thought gas would be
No,
way
no,
more
they
expensive
wasn't.
than it is now. Yes,
No,
it
they were
was.
not.
It was an
What is the num? Okay,
overestimate. It thought gas prices would have been
what is the
way
price?
higher than they are now.
Oh my God, you're fucking lying all through this
There's
report.
the
You don't even
link.
understand the report.
There's the report. You
You
didn't
didn't
even
even
scroll
read the
down and
report that
read
you
it.
put out there.
You didn't even scroll down and read it.
I
There you
looked
go,
at the
guys.
date
There's
and
your
knew that
gas
it was a
report.
fucking lie because they can't work with
It
numbers
wasn't
that
a
they don't have
lie.
yet.
It's just a lie because you
How are
disagree
they
with it
working
and it
with
hurts
numbers
your
that they don't have
feelings.
yet?
I would ask you the
Tell me
same thing.
that.
How did you give me numbers? How did you give me numbers for the numbers they don't have yet?
Because
You told me,
not monthly gas prices are out there and you can average that over
okay, so
the
how do
first
you
six
tell what
months.
the rest of the year is going to be? How do you tell what the rest of the year is going to be?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying so far in
Okay,
2026.
then your
Wait,
numbers are
wait.
fake. Then your
No, it's
numbers
not.
are fake then.
Oh, okay. Let's do the math right here on live. Let's
Then your
take the
numbers are
average.
fake.
Okay, let's do the
We
math
already
right here
did
on
the
live.
math and you refused the
No,
math.
no,
The math
let's do
was
the real
under
math
two
that
dollars
you're
and fifty
scared.
cents
You're
per
scared. Just admit
gallon
you're scared to
since
do the math.
February. No, you're
I'm
scared because
challenging
I
you
sent the link and
to
now you're
actually
being
do the math.
disproved.
You want me to do it for you?
I already challenged you to do the math. You refused to.
Let's
I don't
take the
think you
average
know
gas
math.
price for each
I
month.
don't think you know math.
No, let's take the average gas price for each month that Trump has been in office and divide that by gas prices by each month Biden has been in office and see what that
Sure,
is.
I don't think you want to do that though.
Oh my friend,
Because
let's
the
do it.
average ga- because the
Let's
average
do it.
gas.
Let
Okay, well let's agree then. The average gas price between January and February of this year
January
was
what
about
year? No,
$2.50.
January 2025 and June 2026. Let's look at the average gas prices.
I just told you the average gas prices was under $2 was around two
No,
dollars and
no, it's
fifty
not.
cents.
Show me your source.
Between January and February of this year, yeah, it was.
No, I'm talking about January 2025,
We're just breaking this
June
down
2026.
by month by month. We're just
No,
breaking
I
this down
said
a month by month,
we're
though.
looking for the average so far in Trump's term. So we have to add up the average gas prices of each month and divide that by like what, 18 months, right?
18 months.
Yeah, we have to add up the average gas price for each month of Trump's term and divide that by 18 because he's been in office for 18 months, right?
But you're not going to agree with me on the gas price averages. Because
Oh
you're
my
just
God.
using biased data. You're just using biased
Shut the
data because you really don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter who's president. They're never going to make you wealthy or make your situation any better. You're just going to complain that they're fucking everything up. So it really makes no difference for you. I really don't know why we're even arguing about this.
because you're lying. You're
I'm
lying
not
in
lying. I'm being
4K to people.
honest.
You
I'm
put
being
a old
honest.
ass report that did not even include the
I did
majority
not
of
give an
the
old
Iran
ass
war.
report. I gave an accurate ass report. You didn't
That
even give a
report does
report,
not even
fuckboy.
include the
Where's your
majority of
report?
the Iran
Where's
war.
your report?
I'll send it to you right now.
Where the fuck is your report? Exactly.
I
What are
will
you
send it
yapping
to you.
about? Where is your
I will
report?
send it to you.
Only one of us gave a report.
I will send it to you right now, my
Someone
guy.
says lifetime victim. Enjoy. You think that was targeted towards you? We can at least get to
No,
100
probably you.
likes. We got 89
I
people in here. We can at least get to 100. Y'all don't be weak. And if you got any questions, comments, drop some super chats or drop some membership, show some love.
Yeah, I'm finna get up out of here. It's 12 o'clock. I gotta eat. I
Yeah.
got some shit to
Yeah, I
watch.
feel you. It's way too late. All right. It was nice catching up a little bit with you.
Yeah, you just gotta look over the resources. You ain't finna come with me with no
You
old
gotta
ass
look over the
report
resources yourself.
that somehow predicts the future prices of gas without knowing when Trump was going to end this war. Like that's crazy to me. But you
Exactly. The
can you
estimates it's
nah,
given were way higher than the
no,
estimates
it
that are
wasn't.
actually now.
Not for as long as Trump continued this war. They did. There was no way they predicted that Trump would continue this war for another 3 months,
They
four
thought it was
months.
going to be going for years and years and years because historically
No,
speaking, these
they
wars last for
didn't.
years.
They did not predict that in their report.
I mean,
That's what I'm
that's the
saying.
thing. You didn't read the report. That's the thing. You didn't read how they actually got to where they got to because it was page after page, article after article. So I can
But that's
definitely
not a.
recommend
So you're
you use
telling me a
that.
report in April that came out in April 8th predicted that Trump would continue this war for another 6 months?
Yes, if you read the statistics, they expected the gas prices per barrel to be around 130 right about now. They're $75 a barrel now.
No, they did not predict that Trump would continue this war for
Go
6 months.
go there. It
That
tells you. It literally tells you
that's
barrel
no.
prices per month, by month by month. That's part of the sources.
I Let me take a look at this because I know darn well that is not what I saw. I just looked at it.
And here, literally, also the cost that peaked in the article was off by only a little bit.
Medium long term alternative futures. This is alternative futures published in accordance with statutory
See, they're
provisions
using
requiring the manufacturer.
futures. They're
But
using
they're
oil
using
futures.
but they're this is why I'm telling you, alternative futures. This is not
Do you know what
something
oil
that
futures
actually
are?
happened. Yes.
Well,
Where
these are people betting on the
they
oil
bet,
market. This is the
yeah,
most likely outcome.
they're betting on the oil, they're betting on the
Yeah, this is the
outcome,
most likely outcome.
but using this as a actual fact check on the actual average gas price is not accurate. This
It
is
wasn't far
basically
off at
oil
all.
futures.
Yeah,
What the hell?
oil futures
But
is how
this is not
investors
the
predict
average
the
gas
oil
price on the
market.
month. No, this is not the
You're
average gas
right. It
price so far this
overcounts
year.
for it. It says they were higher than they really were going to
No,
be.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
does.
oil
It
futures.
does.
What
You
they're
Yes, oil futures are
you
over predictive for the
ensure
market. When there's
probably
over
to
optimism, when
prepare
they
an
think
annual report
when
for
the
energy
futures think
consumption
there's
and
going to be
supply.
saving
These
a lot of
projections are
money, they
used
get
by federal,
really
state, and local governments, trade association, and other planning and decision makers in public and private sectors. 15. This includes oil and natural gas, electricity, and technologies, including nuclear. Says 2050, 2040, 2030, 2025 through 2030, $70 per barrel. It does not say anything about the year of 2026
you
specifically.
got to
It's
go to
giving
the you're getting
it
there. Scroll down a little bit more. Anyway, I'm on the same page as you. I got to hop out of here in a minute.
what the hell? No, bro. Like this is giving three different alternative slots here. It says low oil and gas
Exactly,
supply,
and it's saying
high.
every
What?
single one
This
is
is this is
exactly. It's given
this is
three different
giving.
plots, and every single one of them says the gas prices are cheaper than they were
Bro,
under Biden.
this is not
That's
give
crazy,
you're
right?
so you're picking one of these options to settle your
No,
average
every
gas
single one
price.
of them shows that gas prices is lower than under Joe Biden. Every single one of them.
No, this is a projection. This is not something that you have to factually go by. You realize that, right?
Because it hasn't happened yet.
Exactly. So how are you using this to measure the average gas price so far this year?
It's you're asking me about the future. You're asking me if the gas
No,
prices are going
I'm
to be
asking
lower.
you what is the average gas price so far in Trump's term? That's
It
what I
is
asked you from the beginning. $3.70. And what did we just say? Where are you getting that from again? The annual energy outlook 2026.
yeah, the article I
That's what
sent
you're
you.
talking
Yeah.
about? No, bro. That's the one that I'm talking about. This is predictions. All right, bro. I'm going to bed. It's getting too late.
All right. Peace out.
All right. See you later.
I was gonna pull
Heading
up
out.
another
Don't
source, but
Yeah, don't forget
it
to
says
follow me
it
at
says
Real Talk Politics, where
337.
we really
Yeah,
talk about politics and y'all get the real deal